Hello, everyone. International Passport here again for yet another classic live stream. Um, Ronald Taylor says another instant classic. Yes, it's going to be another classic again. It's been 10 classics in a row. And I hope brothers have enjoyed the intel and the information that I've been giving you over the past few weeks. I want to say a huge thank you to my old subscribers, for those who have supported me throughout the years. And a huge thank you to my new subscribers. Welcome aboard the International Passport Movement, where I encourage brothers to travel to meet foreign women because women in the West are absolutely useless, and then to acquire wealth, riches, and live a great life abroad. In this live stream, I have a very special guest here with me, named David Najera. I will let David introduce himself first, but the topic of this live stream is to speak about David's decision to move to Colombia, why he moved to Colombia, his first time in Colombia, and we'll go on from there and we'll open up the panel to ask David any questions. So with the flip, the first hour will be me asking David questions, and then I'll open up the phone lines for the last half an hour, or it may just be me spending 40 minutes of me answering questions. So everyone can get the chance to ask David questions, sorry. So, David, uh, tell us who you are. Um, Introduce yourself, what you do in your life, and after that, we'll go on with the Colombian stream. Just introduce yourself, brother.
Yes, sounds good. So my name is David. I live here in San Diego, California. I've been listening to the channel for quite a few months now. Um, so some of the things that I'm interested in are definitely travel, and also some of that red pill content as well too. So I think from just listening to different videos that I've watched, I got recommended International's channel, and ever since I've watched the first video, I've pretty much been hooked. I tend to relate to a lot of the things that are mentioned by him and also the people he has on his discussions as well.
Fantastic, David. Brothers in the chat, how is David? How is David's audio? Can you hear him loud and clear? Put a one in the chat if David has a good audio. I just want to make sure that everyone can hear David properly. Put a one in the chat if you can hear David loud and clear. Any issues with his audio, please let me know, and David will fix it. So, David, the topic of the stream is why you decided to go to Colombia. So, how about we speak? Yeah. So, how about we go into Colombia even further? So, why did you make that choice to move to Colombia? So, speak about where you're from originally. Um, Speak about your first trip to Colombia, and what was it that made you make that decision that I want to definitely move to Colombia. Speak on that, David.
Yeah, so I have to go back, I guess, about 2 years ago. Uh, my decision to move to Colombia. See, I don't remember what happened first because I actually wanted to learn Spanish. That was actually my original goal. Now I had been interested in travel. I'd been open to living in other countries. I guess it was around the same time, about 2 years ago, when I decided to really dedicate a lot of time to learning Spanish. That kind of coincided with me wanting to move abroad as well. Even from just starting out learning it, I pretty much understood that in order to become fluent, you have to live in a country that speaks the language that you're trying to learn. Otherwise, it's pretty hard to pick it up naturally. So yeah, about 2 years ago, I enrolled in a community college, uh, and where I just started taking classes. Went from 101 to 102, and so on and so forth. And learning Spanish it's was probably my first priority. So one of the reasons that Colombia was interesting to me was because of the accent that they have over there. So even though I'm not the most fluent in Spanish, and anybody who doesn't even speak Spanish, it's pretty noticeable the different accents that people have between different countries. So one of the things to keep in mind about Colombia is that similar to Mexico, they actually have a pretty neutral accent, meaning they tend to pronounce and enunciate more of their words than some of the other Spanish-speaking countries do. So if you're looking to move to a country to pick up the language, or Spanish to pick up a language, Colombia, Mexico, and I think Ecuador. Those are probably the ones with the most neutral accent. So that's why that definitely piqued my interest. Now, why I went for something like Colombia as opposed to Mexico, is just because living here in San Diego, it's right across the border from Mexico. So I've already been to Tijuana, yeah, and being being Hispanic, I'm pretty, or Mexican to be specific, I'm pretty familiar with the culture. So I just wanted to experience something that was different. Um, that and the cost of living too. As it is, Mexico is a lot cheaper than the U.S., but even cheaper than Mexico, Colombia is it's right down there. It's down. It's almost as cheap as like the Philippines. It has a nice combination of being a relatively well developed country, good infrastructure. As far as corruption goes, it's not the worst in Latin America. Um, but along with that, you still get reasonably good prices on everything from rent to food and everything else like that. Even the prices to fly there, they're not that bad either. From San Diego, where I'm living, flights to round trips to Colombia are probably like 350, $400, somewhere around that.
Okay. And where are you moving to specifically in Colombia? And the place you're moving to in Colombia, was that the first place you visited in Colombia? Speak on that, David.
Yeah, so I did quite a bit of research, in the different cities. I figured if I'm going to be living there, I want to pick a city that, I'm going to like. So I wanted to do some research beforehand. Out of everything that I found, Medellin was definitely the best city for me. It had a good combination of everything. It had a good transportation network. With their metro, you can take you across, the majority of the city, and it's pretty cheap. I'm not planning on driving while I'm over there, so public transportation is pretty big for me. Apart from that, definitely the weather. As I mentioned in the previous live stream, being from Southern California or San Diego, it's hard for me to imagine moving anywhere else because we're pretty spoiled here with our good weather. Most other cities just feel kind of unbearable to me. But Medellin is one of the only, actually, it is the only other city that I can compare to San Diego. While I was there, it was it was actually during their summer. I went in December. But you have to remember, they're across the equator, so over there when it's winter over here, it's summer over there. So it was a little hot during the day. I'd say maybe low 80s, high 70s. But that's what I mean when I say hot. That's about as bad as it gets. Now, apart from that, also just the way that the city looks. I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to cities. I like the way they look, and Medellin has like a signature look to it. It has a lot of tall red buildings, and it's a really beautiful contrast to the surrounding green mountains and hills that kind of encases the city. It's really in a valley too, so that I've heard that be a concern too. That because of that, it does kind of cause an issue with pollution. But when I was there, I didn't really notice any of that. Every day was perfectly clear and beautiful to me.
Fantastic. Okay, so you're definitely moving to Medellin, which is
That's right.
great. So speak to us about your plans to move there. And I want you to break it down in terms of monetary costs,
Hmm.
connections. Do you have any connections already in Medellin? Um, are you moving to a house or an apartment? Have you got that set in place? What's the whole process? What's the whole process in you actually moving to Colombia, particularly Medellin? What do you have to do? So if I want to move to Colombia myself, I'm an American brother from New York. How do I
Yeah.
then make that process to move to Colombia? What do I need? How much money do I need? Who do I get in touch with? What do I leave behind here in America? Break it down for us, David.
Okay. So as far as what you need, it's literally just the plane ticket. If you're coming from a Western country, upon entry, you're going to get a stamp in your passport. That's your 3 month visa right there. So keep in mind that you can extend that for another 3 months. But unless you're willing to get something other than, so what that's considered in your passport is it's a tourist visa. So you can extend that too, but that's also going to be another 3 month tourist visa. So that's if you want to be there for less than for half of a year. Now to be there for longer than that, which I do intend to do, uh, I think what a lot of other expats do too is they apply for I think it's the visa that you use. It's the student visa, and which if you're learning the language, it kind of goes hand in hand. You're going to be able to take classes and improve your language. but also it's going to give you another, I believe, 6 months. And so you just renew that. You know, as the end date gets closer to that, you just renew it for another 6 months. And there's a few ways to get that too. You can go through the actual university over there, and you can sign up to their official classes. You can also do like private courses or private schools too. So those are a bit nicer if you just want it purely for the visa. There's a lot of private classes that are private schools out there that teach you Spanish that you don't even have to show up to class. It's not like going to university where they'll mark you absent. They might drop you after a while not showing up. With the private schools, a lot of them, they know the deal. They know you're just using that for the visa, and you just sign up once, maybe go one day, and then that's it. That's essentially your way of staying long term. Now, as far as money goes, any questions on that before I move on to money international?
No, I think that's clear. If brothers have any questions, they'll call in and ask you, David. But carry on.
Okay. Now, as far as money goes, that's actually going to be hard to answer because it kind of depends on who you are. If you like to live on the edge, you don't have to have much of anything. You can kind of just move there, find the odd job here and there, and kind of make ends meet. Now, if you kind of fall into that category, there's actually plenty of jobs out there for telemarketers. Now, down there, it's not like over here where everybody speaks English, or even Mexico. It's actually a pretty small portion of the population that speaks English, especially speaks it well enough to try to make sales online. So those are pretty easy jobs for somebody to get to. Now, if you're somebody like me who is a bit more risk averse, you want a bit more of a cushion, I would say it's kind of good to have redundancy, meaning you want to have a good chunk of savings already, and you want to have a source of regular monthly income as well. And so as far as what I have, I'm fortunate enough to be able to work remote. So I'm taking my job over there down there with me, but I don't plan to keep it for more than a year. As we mentioned in the previous live stream, I recently rented out my house, and that's bringing in a cash flow of about $1,000 a month. And then apart from that too, I guess you can calculate the interest from your returns if you have a stock portfolio or anything that appreciates in value. You can kind of, I guess you can imagine that as savings. Now, as far as your budget goes, I would say most people can budget between like 1,200 to maybe 2,000. You really don't have to budget for much more than that. And that's one of the nice things about it being so cheap is, especially with rent, for the price of a room for rent over here in a big city like San Diego, it's about $600, $700, maybe $800. Now for that same price, you can get, what's it called? A high-rise apartment in a nice part of the city, furnished too, probably. So that's going to be your biggest expense. Everything other than that, it kind of just depends. But you also have to keep in mind, because stuff is cheaper, it's almost like it's hard to find enough things to spend money on. I guess one of the biggest things you might be spending money on is like food deliveries, that kind of thing. But as long as you keep that in check, you're good with like a maybe $1,500 budget.
Okay, wow, that is pretty cheap.
Yeah, I'm a bit more frugal, so for me it's going to be more like 1,200. But even then, I'm not skipping out on much there.
So you're saying it'll be 1,200 a month for you, including housing and everything, and food, transport, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. So when you move to Medellin, Colombia, I'm guessing you'll be renting an apartment first, and then look to buy a property in Medellin, Colombia.
Not quite. I'm actually going to be renting out an Airbnb. I have one for the first 2 months of me moving there. And then after that, I'll kind of decide if I want to stay there, maybe find another Airbnb. The reason I suggest doing an Airbnb, at least at first, is just because it's so simple. You might pay a little bit more than you would renting, an actual apartment, but you have to remember that it comes furnished, utilities are paid, and you can leave, as soon as your rental period is over. And you can make that rental period as long or as short as you want. So there's a lot of flexibility in that. Yeah, and I'm not personally interested in buying a property over there just because the rental returns aren't like they are here in the States or in Western countries. Basically, if you have properties are cheaper over there, But if you want to rent it out, you're not going to be making nearly as much as you would as if you would have bought a property here.
So how are you going? So after your Airbnbs, after you go through them, how are you going to sort out your property for permanently? Are you telling me you're going to rent? I don't know. So basically, how many years are you looking to stay in Colombia? And throughout those years, are you going to rent through literally throughout those years?
Yeah, so for sure a year. Now after that year, I'm kind of gonna leave it up in the air. I do imagine I would stay there, you know, for longer than that, but I want to keep it open just in case I want to, like, I guess, chop up my time. So not necessarily live in Medellin full time, or back home in San Diego full time. I might kind of travel around for a little bit, maybe spend a couple months in Colombia, maybe go to Mexico, Ecuador, several other Spanish speaking countries. So yeah, to answer your question, it's a year at first, but after that, I'm gonna leave it up in the air.
Okay, David. This is good so far. You're giving some good information for brothers. I want to speak more about your American life. It takes a lot of encouragement and a lot of guts to move to a different country, right? And for someone to go through that, they may be going through horrible things in their home country. Now, I know you're doing well in terms of your business, your job, but I want to speak to you more on a lady's cultural basis, right? The
Okay.
women in America, right? How are they treating you, David?
As far as how they treat me, I mean, I think it's
Sorry?
fine. I
Okay.
think it's fine. Um, yeah, I mean, the way that I see it, it's not that I'm necessarily treated very badly over here. It's more like the access, the type of women that I have access to over here. Is the quality is not very high. It's not very high. But also the way that you're, it's not, yeah. So the way that I'm treated doesn't feel bad over here. But after taking even just a week long trip in Medellin, Colombia, by comparison, it, it definitely doesn't feel as good as I would be treated over there. And
Mm.
also the type of women that I have access to or I can potentially attract is much better over there.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna continue that point. Shout out to Conrad Grant for the $2 super chat. What's up, Conrad Grant? A regular supporter. He says IP classic live stream. Get the likes up, brothers. Yes, brothers, get the likes up, brothers. Please get the likes up. And also, brothers, feel free to super chat to support the channel. Thank you again, Conrad Grant. So, David, so you're saying the woman in Medellin, they treat you a lot better, and you have better access to better looking women in Medellin. What is the problem in because you said you're Hispanic, right? I'm guessing you're Mexican or something.
Yeah,
Mexican,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right. Mhm.
So how is it like for you in America, um, dating American women? Is it horrible? Is it despicable? How do they treat you? And I don't know what your preference is. Is your preference black, white, Hispanic, Asian? Speak on that, David, because we need to know your preference and so we can compare it to the woman there in Medellin. Speak on that, David.
Yeah, so my preference is definitely the Latin women or Hispanics. Um, yeah, so as far as uh, my experience goes, yeah, I mean, it wasn't that I was treated bad per se. The other thing I would say is that here in the West, I don't feel that I can expect a relationship to last. It's not something that I would be betting on. Now, as far as the vibe I get from women over there, I think that it's not necessarily that the women there are a whole lot better. I think culturally they're much more catered to treating men and making sure that they're happy. But I think that the main thing it's like the numbers. You're going to attract a lot more of the women. So from there, you're going to be able to pick better options. So if you do want, meaning because of that, you can get what you're looking for. Whether it's like something long term, you have a better chance of finding that, or if you want something more short term, you can find, that too. So the benefit comes from the ability to attract like a higher portion of women, I should say, and then from there picking the better ones.
Okay, shout out to Ford Farlane for the $20 super chat. Ford Farlane, and another regular supporter. Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate the super chat, bro. He says great content as usual. Oh, thank you for the kind words, brother. I'm liking the fact that you love the content. Thank you for the appreciate the super chat again, bro. Hope you're well and hope you're safe, brother. This is awesome. So, David, when you were first in Medellin, um, what was how did you interact with the ladies there? Did you get down with them? You know what I'm talking about. And yeah, how was your experience like with Colombian women when you were in Medellin when you first traveled there to Colombia?
I didn't get too much experience. I did go on a few dates with one girl. Other than that, I would talk here and there, but it wasn't more than just asking to order for stuff. I helped one girl out who it was kind of late and she was walking home. She was kind of scared. She wanted somebody to walk with her, so I did that. Um, I wasn't able to get like too much of a feel for it, but I was able to get the impression that they are just generally friendly. Um, Even though it's a big city, you can still go up to a random person, a girl, and just strike up a conversation. It's not it's not, it wouldn't be weird. It would be perceived as pretty friendly, for the most part.
Okay.
And sorry, what was the other part of your question?
No, that was a question.
Okay.
So going on from the ladies part, the average guy, right? Um, what should he do to make that move to Colombia? So you mentioned have savings. In terms of savings, how much do you recommend for brothers to save up first before moving to Colombia?
That also depends on how long you're wanting to stay there.
Mm,
It helps too if like you can just look up places on Airbnb. You have to remember, of course, your monthly your rent is going to be your biggest expense. So if you can calculate what that's going to be every month, that's like about maybe half of your budget. So that right there is going to tell you per month how much you're going to need to have saved, or at least be earning online, or that kind of a thing. Another thing that I would suggest too, apart from the money, um, is kind of just going there first. So instead of and I almost did this too. I almost made the decision of just moving without even going there. But even though I went first, and I'm happy and it kind of validated my decision, I would recommend that before you get too into the planning, just take a trip, even if it's just a couple of days, because nothing that you find online is really going to compare to what it's like being there. And I spent a lot of time researching it beforehand. I want to say almost 2 years worth of just doing all kinds of different research. And even still, the first day that I arrived, I had pretty big case of culture shock. Just arriving there and driving down the mountains from the airport to the city, it was a pretty surreal feeling. Um, in fact, after the first day, I almost thought about going back home. To be honest, but that was actually because of the traffic. I didn't realize it till later on, but after I had arrived and settled into my Airbnb, I went out for a walk. It was like maybe 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and the streets were, I don't know, maybe like the seventh or eighth level of hell or something like that. It was beyond anything that I've ever seen. And I've been to TJ before. The traffic is pretty crazy. So I got kind of worried thinking that the traffic was always like that. But the next day, after it calmed down, I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is fine. So there's gonna be things, or at least one thing that you're gonna find that's off-putting. But you're human. You're very adaptable. Even if it's bad, even if you find one or two things that you don't like, I guarantee there's going to be a whole lot of other things you're going to find that you do like that make up for it. And there's, besides the money, there's one other thing too. I actually did this before even thinking about going to Colombia, knowing that living here, dating was going to be part of it. I kind of wanted, before I even took a trip out here for that week, I wanted an idea of what dating was going to be like. And so, the closest thing that you can do to that is just online dating. So I tried an app called OkCupid, and OkCupid, no, that's a different one. Latin American Cupid. And
Latin American Cupid. Latin America Cupid. Okay.
Yeah. So that was just to give me I used it as a way to practice Spanish for one, but second of all to kind of give me an idea of what the women there looked like, well, what, you know, if I'd be matching with them, that kind of a thing. And I'll say it wasn't as like good as I thought it was gonna be, but it was definitely like paled in comparison to like the online dating experiences that I've had here in the States. And so, if you just want to make that comparison here, you can easily do that. Just download the app and try it out. You don't even have to speak
Mm,
Spanish. You can just use Google Translate, you know, just to get a feel for it. Um, but yeah, even just through the app, you can tell, like, well, at least I could tell. Maybe this is just for my preferences, but let's say I'm using an online app here in the States, and maybe I see 10 women. I might think that maybe one of them is really attractive, and maybe two or three are like kind of cute. In Colombia, at least, big difference. If I see 10 women on the app, I might think that two or three of them are really hot, but like six or seven are at least cute. So as far as you're gonna have a higher portion of women there that are attracted to you, but also, I, I guess this is probably more true if you have a thing for Hispanic women, but you're also going to find a bigger portion of them attractive. So that does tend to make things easier, but definitely not easy.
wow, this is crazy. I want to speak on that further, but hold on. Shout out to Jalil, another regular supporter. What's up, Jalil? I see you looking sharp and swavy in your suits for the $10 super chat. He says, I'll catch the replay, but got to drop some love to the channel. And you asked why I'm studying last stream. I'm studying to become a physical therapist, second year in undergrad, but peace and love to you. Yes, bro. I love seeing brothers making that leap. Education is important. The brother's doing a good course. I hope the brother makes six figures in under 5 years and goes on to thrive and get his foreign woman and his dime chick. Shout out to Jalil. Thank you for that, for the super chat, brother. Um, so David, right? Would you say moving to a different country for a woman is a good factor to leave your country, your home country, solely for women? Because let me tell you, David, right? Dating is so bad in America, in the UK, and some parts in other Western countries, right? Brothers are sick and tired of dealing with low value women. The Keishas from the block, the ultra liberal, crazy woman, the woman who dyed her hair purple, red, blue, whatever crazy color, saying they hate men, all that nonsense. So, David, we're men. We are put on earth to procreate with women, and of course, all men love beautiful women. Would you say it's a good choice to leave your country to move to a different country just to live in that country to meet feminine dime foreign women? Speak on that, David.
So maybe I can answer your question by asking you a question. Let's say somebody was offering you a job in Colombia, pays 200 £200,000 per year. You know, it's kind of like asking me, would it be worth it to move there for that? And the reason I say that is because much like a job, and I would say, of course, more so, but similar to a job, the reason you would move, far away for a job is because that makes up a good chunk of your life. It's going to affect the quality of your life, right? Now, same
Mm,
thing for a woman. If you find a good enough woman, I mean, that's going to make all the difference in the world. Moving is not even a question at that point if it means that there's a higher chance of me finding somebody like that. And having been to Colombia even just for a week, it's pretty obvious that it's just a better time before you find somebody like that over there.
fantastic, because a lot of brothers are contemplating moving to a different country, leaving America to live in in Costa Rica, in Japan, because women there, they're a lot more feminine. They make your life better. They make you feel good. I feel like women in the West don't understand how a man wants to feel good. We just want you to be feminine. We just want you to say what we want you to do. And that's it. It's not hard, right? David, I know where you're from. You're from California, the most liberal state in America. And you can see, because it's so liberal, it's going downhill. The governor is messing up. The whole state is messing up. So you're making the right choice, David, to move abroad. Question to you, David, is do your friends and family know about your choice to move abroad? And are they calling you a lame? Are they calling you a loser for leaving America to live in a poor country because you can't get women in America anymore? You're running away from your problems. Speak on that, David.
Yeah, so luckily nothing that bad. As far as friends go, they're all supportive of it. They all generally agree with traveling as well. Um, Now, when it comes to my family, they're more opposed to it, but it's not because of any of those reasons. It's more just because they're gonna miss their son pretty much. Um, but that's definitely the hardest part, is spending so much time away from your family. There's other little downsides here and there, but for me at least, I think for a lot of people, being away from your family, your friends, your support system, that's definitely the hardest thing. Um, Now, I will say that actually I forgot what I was going to say.
Think on it. Let me. We've got a question here for you. So, shout out to Wealth Engineering for the $5 Canadian super chat. He says, "What's up, IP? What's up to brother?" He said, "What's up, David? At David, how much do you expect to spend a month living there? Like, what's your monthly budget?"
Okay, yeah, so about $1,200, and I'll break that down too. So it'll be about 600 for the Airbnb that I'm going to be renting. But as I mentioned, I am going to leave myself open for other places as well. If you give yourself a budget of $600, that leaves you with a good amount for a good place, whether that's going to be furnished or unfurnished. Um, Now that's about half of it. Apart from that, it's a couple $100 for eating out and groceries, another couple hundred for just doing fun things and taking the metro, taking Ubers every once in a while. I don't buy very much stuff, so other than maybe a shirt, a pair of pants that I might need, I don't really plan on buying much else.
Okay. Thanks for that, David. Question for you now, David, is that what are you taking? Amara, are you a female? Calling later on, Amara. I want to speak to you since you're very interested in this topic. David, what are you taking with you to Colombia? Are you taking all your belongings that you have in the US to Colombia? Are you leaving some behind? Speak on that, because when you move, it's very difficult to decide. Do I take this with me? All this stuff, my TVs, my documents, my all my clothes, or will you leave some behind? And what are you leaving behind, and why? And what are you taking with you, and why? Speak on that, David.
Yeah, it's funny because my boss actually just asked me this earlier today because he was interested too. But as I mentioned, I don't buy very much stuff, so all I really have are my laptop and clothes. That's pretty much it. Yeah, so when I go, I'm just taking as much clothes as I can fit in my. As it is, I don't even have that many clothes either. If I need more, I can always buy more when I'm while I'm there. But I'm just gonna be stuffing my duffel bag and backpack with as much clothes and my laptop as I can, and that's pretty much it. You don't really need much else other than that.
Wow, that's crazy. I respect that. Shout out to Conrad Grant again, another regular supporter. Shout out to Conrad for the $2 super chat. Uh, he says, IP, these modern women are sick and self-entitled. Yes, absolutely, and we're done with them. We're done with them. Thankfully, we have options. We have options all around the world, and thank the Lord for that. You know, leave these women to the Pookie and Ray Rays, the thugs, the losers, the ones, the simps. We don't care about them anymore. Leave them in the matrix. They can handle these women in the West, while we, as passport brothers, deal with dime feminine women abroad. It's all good, comrade. Shout out to you, brother. So I'm going to open up the phone lines in 5 minutes. Um, so, David, do you want to add in any other points that I've missed out that you feel that are important when you move to Colombia, before moving to Colombia, etc., etc.?
Let's see. Yeah, so when it comes to your phone, that was one of the things that I didn't really look up beforehand. But it turns out it's pretty easy to get access to the internet or to get phone connection over there. Just keep in mind that I think you can do this at the airport too, but they have something over there called Exito or Exito. It's pretty much their version of Walmart. They have them everywhere. It's just a big supermarket. So that's the first thing you want to do after you land. Just hit up one of those supermarkets or Exitos, and they have like a section for phones, buying phones and buying phone plans and all that. Just let them know you're traveling from abroad. You need a SIM card, and they'll set you up. It's cheap and it's easy too. Now another thing you'll need to know is how to get money. Obviously, um, I went to a money changer before I went, and it was a ripoff. They charged like 10, almost 12%. Uh, you can just withdraw money using your ATM card. So you can do this in the airport too. As soon as you land, they have ATMs there. They'll charge you maybe like a couple percentage points, but it's nothing compared to like an actual money changer. Now, some of them have an option too, where you can decline their conversion rate. If you have that option, always decline it, because if you accept theirs, they're going to give you a much lower conversion rate. Another thing too that can save you money is after you land at the airport, do not take a taxi into Medellin. They're going to charge you like $30. You can actually take a bus, and most people take buses to get around too. I believe when you get out of the airport, make a right. There's a little bus station over there. From there, it's about $10, I believe, and it'll take you straight to the metro station. And then from there, you can get around in the metro station, and that's like 80 cents per ride or something like that.
Okay, so what about your contractual obligations in the West, right, in America? So let's say you have your phone bill, that's a 2-year contract. You're only 6 months into it. You move to Colombia, right? You have other things as well, like that are contractual. But when you move to Colombia, what happens to your Western phone bill, your American phone bill? Do you carry on paying it, or do you cancel it and pay off the rest of the contract and get a new contract in Colombia? How are you going to deal with that, David?
Yes, I don't have a phone contract. I thought those were outdated, at least here in the US. I don't think a lot of people have those. But
So
you know what?
can you repeat that again? Because whenever you speak, it starts off really low and gets higher. I don't know why it does that.
Okay, that's weird. Yeah, so I
Um,
don't have a phone contract. I think the only reason you might have one is if you have a phone that's not paid off. So if that's, if that's your case, I recommend just saving enough money to the phone. Um, and then after you have that phone paid off, then you can break the contract, and then you don't need to be paying them anymore. The only thing that I have would be a gym membership, and that's pretty easy. I'm just gonna have to cancel that before I leave.
okay. David, try speaking with your AirPods in, because I don't know. It starts off really low and goes high.
Okay, yeah,
Let's
let me
try that
try that.
instead. Brothers are just not checking for them.
Okay, I have my
Brothers are
headphones
not
on.
checking for them at link 1111. All right. I've got a super chat from Wealth Engineering. Shout out to Wealth Engineering for the $5 Canadian super chat. He says, do you know if the postal service works there? Like, can I buy something or someone, buy someone in Amazon, buy something in Amazon from the state and get people to ship it to my door? Speak on that, David.
Yeah, so I don't think you can buy people from Amazon, as far as I know, but Amazon doesn't really work in Colombia, from what I know. Uh, there's a few things that I have to mention, but generally, if you want something from Amazon, you can do it. There's companies you can hire that will order it for you, and then from there they'll ship it to you from within Colombia. You can order from online from that supermarket that I mentioned, Exito. It's almost like a Walmart. They have an online website too, but they have a lot of other stuff too that um, even if they don't hold it, you can buy it through them and they'll ship it to you too. One of the things you have to remember about Colombia, and this is a reason why electronics and imported stuff is so expensive, but a big way that Colombia gets, the government gets its revenue is from taxing imports. And it's a big tax too. I think it's about 30%. Anything that comes in, or at least a lot of stuff that's imported into Colombia, is going to receive that 30% tax. So even if you go with one of those companies that I mentioned to get something imported from Amazon, just keep in mind that most likely they are going to tax you 30% on that.
Fantastic. All right, thanks for answering that. Now, okay, so that's cool. Do you have any concerns when you move to Colombia, like violence, gangs, jealousy, because you're from a Westerner, safety? What's on your mind that you feel like, oh, I need to be careful here? Speak on that, David.
Yeah, so safety is an interesting thing because it's very, very subjective depending on your background. So if you grew up in a gated community your whole life, big $1 million house, yeah, you're going to feel unsafe in Colombia. You're going to feel unsafe in most of the world, actually. Now, if you're more of like the average person, I would say it definitely doesn't. It's about safety wise, big city in the U.S. So it's not like like it was in the 80s where you have all this kind of crazy drug violence out there. The only thing you have to be concerned about is like petty theft, somebody coming and snatching your phone or your wallet, that kind of a thing. For that, I plan on carrying around a dummy wallet, something with just couple bills, maybe a couple fake cards, in my back pocket. Always keeping my real wallet in my front pocket. Um, and then as far as the phone goes, I might actually take a second like cheap phone with me. I'm not really sure about that. Um, but that's even a phone isn't the worst thing in the world. Just keep a password on it. That way they can't get into it, and you'll just have to go buy another phone and get a new SIM card. The good thing is you just sign into a new phone with your account, and essentially you have everything back that you would have lost. So that's the good thing with having everything in the cloud.
Fantastic. Love
Well, actually,
notes.
one other thing on safety too, and this is for anybody who's concerned about Colombia being a dangerous place. It's really like any other place where you have dangerous parts and not so dangerous parts. The difference is, especially if you don't have so much money to live in the States, if you take that same money and come live in Colombia, you can actually afford to live in a place that's a lot nicer and safer in general. And usually, if it's in a nice area, it's going to have your apartment's going to come with even security too. So in some ways, it might even be a little bit safer.
All right, thanks for that, David. Brothers, get the likes up. We got over 80 people watching, but only 66 likes. What's going on there? Can you at least give me 80 likes, 85 likes? Because this is free intel. You're not paying for it. So like the video, brothers. That's what I'm asking for. Please like the video. It helps with the algorithm. Like the video, comment, subscribe if you're new to my channel through this live stream. Press the notification bell to always, so you never miss a stream or upload a post from me. Okay, get the likes up. And also feel free to super chat. So I'm going to open up the phone lines in 2 minutes. I think Love Notes is a troll, and I'm going to block her. That's probably a female based on how she's responding to a nonsense. So block user. No trolls allowed on my channel. You will get banned. Brothers, feel free to super chat to the stream if you have any questions for David. In the meantime, David has 40 more minutes or 50 more minutes to answer questions from you brothers. Call in, ask David the correct questions, the appropriate questions. He can't stay for too long like yesterday. So let me open up the phone lines. Trolls will be banned off rip. So don't try it on my channel. You will be banned. Okay. Call in, brothers. Replace pin message. All right, that's awesome. This has been a great stream so far. And it's not just Colombia that brothers are looking to move to. It's Costa Rica, it's Japan, it's some countries in Eastern Europe. But to see your process, your budget, how you're going to do things can give brothers a good idea as to what they need to do to actually move there. So let me just speak to you about your visa process, right? You said that you'll travel there. You can travel there for 2 months, right? Without a visa.
3 months. 3 months.
3 months. After 3 months, you have to apply for a study visa.
No, after the first 3 months, the second 3 months, you can get another tourist visa. So that lets you stay there for half the year with essentially no visa. Well, it's a tourist visa, but it's not like, one that has a lot of requirements. You just apply and they give it to you.
Okay, so yep, so you get a tourist visa.
Yeah.
During your stay there, during those 6 months, you should then start applying for a study visa, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And how likely are you to get a study visa?
From the research that I've done, I don't think I've seen anybody get rejected. So I mean, I'm willing to say it's about 100%.
And you can study anything, but most people study Spanish there. They enrolled to a Spanish school, a very cheap one, and they start going to school there. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. Yeah, most people choose to do Spanish.
And how long is that study visa for?
6 months, and you can renew that. Yeah, you can renew that continually.
Oh, without any limits at all.
Right, without limits. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the game right there, brothers. That is the game right there.
Oh,
Oh,
another thing too. This is actually. Oh, I'm sorry.
carry on, carry on.
Yeah, this is another thing too. This is for somebody who's decided that you want to live there for years and years on end. I learned this recently, but of course, like any country, they have a marriage, a marriage visa. Now, the way that it works in Colombia, if you wanted to you go that route, that's the easiest way to go about living there long term. But of course, it's a marriage visa, right? That might sound off-putting. You got to keep in mind that in Colombia, you don't actually have to be married to get the marriage visa. They recognize something called common law marriage, where essentially, as long as you're just living with the other person, you can apply for that visa. I've heard it's as easy as getting like a signed letter from like a notary, using that to apply for the citizenship, or for I'm sorry, for the visa, and then you get it like the next day or so. So that's something to keep in mind too. Because if you're over there, you're bound to find somebody too. So that's definitely a viable route.
That is very true. You're bound to find a dime feminine chick over there in Colombia. And of course, we have three dislikes. A lot of haters who don't want brothers to travel. They want you to stay in America and the UK and just deal with the nonsense that happens here. But no, the message will go out. The international passport will go out to brothers all around the world to show them that there are options to move, to travel, to meet foreign women, to better lives abroad. So for those who dislike this video, F you, F you. Shout out to Naeem Abdul Ayad for the $2 super chat. What's up, Naeem? Another regular supporter. Thanks for your super chat, bro. It's always the same people super chatting. There's a lot of people that watch my videos, but y'all not super chatting. Y'all not supporting the videos, and you're not super chatting to support the channel. Even though I'm up 2 a.m. in the morning in the UK to make sure that the time correlates with my American brothers, and you guys are not super chatting. That's disappointing, brothers. Support, 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 support. Let me bring in Mr. International. What's up, brother?
How you brothers doing?
Not too bad, bro. How are you?
I'm all right. It's a beautiful day. Um, so my question is, with all the stuff that's going on in Colombia, a lot of crime and violence. Also have done research in Colombia and in South America. Colombia is known to have when you're walking down the streets, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 of the women are gonna look attractive. Maybe the one isn't, or she'll look like a six. So it's like the ratio of beautiful women is off the charts in Colombia. And I know this is a little off the subject. Brazil, it's you see like you see the dimes, the 10 out of 10s. Like you see like the most beautiful women in the world, but most of the girls it's like a hit and miss. Most of the girls are ugly, but you will see dimes. But in Colombia, it's like eights and nines. It's like eights, sevens, and nines walking to the streets, and you might see a 10 every here and there. But it's the opposite with Brazil. But yeah, my question is, uh, I like coastal fronts and stuff like that. So I was looking at Cartagena, if I'm correct. Cartagena is a coastal city, and Cartagena, Colombia, Bogota, Medellin, and Barranquilla. Out of all those places, if you could name out of all those places, which ones would you say would be a safe haven for brothers to go and have fun without getting drugged or something by these women? Like which one is still like untapped potential? If you could name all of them or none of them if they're all bad. So I'm asking him, what are the safe havens?
So I've only been to Medellin, but it's got to be the same in the other cities too. I think your question was it how to remain safe, or was it which your cities are untapped?
Yeah, my question is, what are the safe havens for us to, if we're traveling around the world and we go to Colombia and we're looking for potential wives, what would be the best places to go? But since you say you're already in Medellin, maybe you don't know, maybe you know some information. That's what I'm asking. What are the best places to get away from the tourists and the tourist traps, stuff like that?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say, as far as the women go, I wouldn't say that any city in particular is good for women, just because every city is going to have a mix of women. There's going to be your mix of bad and good women. It might be better to stick in one of the bigger cities, just because you're going to have a bigger pool to choose from. But you might end up finding in the smaller cities that they tend to be a bit more family orientated for sure. So that I guess that might be a good point for the smaller cities for sure. Now, as far as staying away from the tourist traps goes, I would say stay away from Cartagena, but just from the touristy parts though. I'm sure the rest of it is still pretty nice. As far as Colombia goes, it's not a very big tourist destination, so they don't have a very big industry surrounding it. Because of its reputation that it's had for so long, until fairly recently actually. So yeah, I mean, you're not going to find a whole lot of tourist traps, to be honest. You're going to find a lot of people who hear you speaking bad Spanish or hear you speaking English might try to jack up the price. So after being there for just a short period of time, you're going to get to see what fair prices are. So that'll kind of save you right off the bat.
Thanks for that, Mr. International. I've got a couple of super chats. Let me sing some notes real quick, brothers. You look like AC Green. Girl, don't come here anymore. No more. We feel like Ben Vereen's. Girl, don't call here anymore. Who's that from, brothers? Oh, man.
For Meek,
Enough
hey,
messing
this is Meek
around.
Mills. Hey, IP, the way that I know that song is for Meek Mills. It is a little remix. They said, "Love don't live here anymore." Yeah, that's how it goes in America. Yeah, that
No,
joint's
there's
tough.
a song by Dr. Dre, Big Egos. I was listening to some classic hip hop albums earlier today, and there's a Big Egos by Dr. Dre and Hitman. That song goes hard. Shout out to Devil's Bane for the $5 super chat. He says, "I appreciate your work, IP." Thank you, bro, for the super chat, bro. I much appreciate it, brother. I appreciate the super chat, bro. Thank you.
I would
Shout out to
also
Keith
like,
Jenkins.
hey,
Hold on,
IP.
bro. Shout out to Keith Jenkins for the $5 super chat. He says through IP, thank you, Keith Jenkins, bro. I hope you're keeping well and safe. Much appreciated, brother. Shout out to Link 1111 for the $5 super chat, bro. Much appreciated, brother. Hope you're keeping well and safe. Thank you, bro. Carry on, Mr. International.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not going to interrupt that anymore. But Devil's Bane, the guy that popped up, I would like to know what's the background on that picture he got. It looks like it's like a black king from Africa or something. So I definitely would like the background. Send that in the chat and tell us what that's all about.
All right, fantastic. Brothers, call in. There's still some more spaces on the panel. There's a lot more spaces in the panel. And I advise brothers to call in if you have questions for David Nigeria. If you don't want to call in, super chat your questions and then David will answer it. So super chat your questions or call in for David to answer your questions. Shout out to Ford Farling again for the $10 super chat. Thank you again, brother. Much appreciated. He says in CR, I'm guessing Costa Rica, brother. So in Costa Rica, every 3 months, foreigners who've relocated just cross the border into Panama or Nicaragua and return to get visas. Is the same possible for Colombia? Is that true, David?
Not quite. Yeah, I've heard about visa runs too, but that's not quite how it works in Colombia. Yeah, so the only way to stay there long term is to pretty much get like one of those visas, a visa other than the tourist visa, which everyone can get. When you walk through the door. The other thing you got to keep in mind is that if you're there for more than half a year, according to their laws, according to their books, and I'm using air quotes even though you can't see, you're supposed to pay taxes to them. Now, this is another thing that was really hard to find information on, because the visa is one thing, but as it turns out, the visa isn't the hardest part. It's fairly easy to get. It costs money for the fee, and generally you can get it for for taking classes. But another thing you want to keep in mind are the taxes too, because no matter what, if you're bringing in income from the States, of course you're paying the American government. But if you're there for more than 6 months, technically you're supposed to be paying the Colombian government as well if you're living there for more than half a year. And the reason I'm laughing is because what it says on their books versus what people actually pay are vastly different. I don't want to give anybody any advice, but I will say from my research, I've never seen anybody get audited or get in trouble from the government for not paying their taxes. Generally, what happens if you are going to be there for longer than 6 months is you'll go talk to a Colombian tax accountant. They'll use their, I'm going to say, tricks, or whatever ways that they have, and they're usually going to say how much you owe. It's usually going to come out to be a very, very small amount. And then, but the point is, you should go and do your taxes. But when you go to do them, you're going to see that even if you're making a lot, you're not going to end up paying a lot in taxes. It's just how it works over there.
Fantastic, brother. Again, brothers, I'm going to hop on the Facebook group. Join the Facebook group if you're not part of it. You will find very educated brothers on stocks, crypto, traveling, and whatever specialized topic, whether it's IT, law, business. It's all in my Facebook group. Join the Facebook group. Again, brothers, I'm also on Twitter. I advise you, brothers, to follow me on Twitter and send me a DM if you have any questions regarding traveling, stocks, crypto, or what's happening in your life. I'm also on IG as well. Follow me on IG and send me a DM regarding any questions, and I will get back to you. I've spoken to my subscribers over the phone, and they can verify it. They can verify it. We have great conversations. It goes very well. So reach out to me through those 3 avenues. Shout out to Armin for the $2 super chat. He says, staying for 3 months. Thoughts about Barranquilla? Speak on that, David.
Oh yeah, Barranquilla. That's another city on the coast. I want to say it's relatively close to Cartagena. Maybe, I don't know, 45 minutes away, maybe an hour away. But yeah, it's going to be less touristy. I think the beaches are a little bit nicer over there too. Definitely the prices are going to be cheaper than Cartagena. Cartagena, because it's such a big tourist attraction, if you're planning on living there for 3 months, I'd say you're going to save some money on expenses by staying in Barranquilla instead, for sure. So another thing to keep in mind too, and this goes the same for any of those coastal towns, Cartagena, Barranquilla, they speak a little bit of a different dialect in those areas. It's going to be a little bit fast. It's going to be a little bit more like the Caribbean, honestly, because they're geographically they're closer. So they're going to talk a little bit faster, sometimes a lot faster, honestly, and they're going to use a little bit of a different set of vocabulary too. So just keep that in mind too if you're also thinking about learning Spanish too.
Fantastic. Yeah, brothers, definitely learn Spanish. Do not move to a new country without learning the native language of the country. Not every country speaks English. Don't be the arrogant, ignorant American. Shout out to Passport Keys to the World for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, brother. That's much appreciated. He says, thanks, IP. Keep doing the Lord's work. You are freeing a lot of brothers out here. Whoa. Thank you so much for the kind words, brother. Much appreciated, brothers. I'm here to save brothers. I'm here to save brothers out, and I hope brothers live good lives and thrive in this life. Thank you so much, brother. Shout out to Conrad Grant, again, another regular supporter, for the $2 super chat. He says, big ups to you, IP, David. Thanks for sharing this intel. Whoa, thank you to you too, bro, for the super chat. Big ups to you too, Conrad Grant. Thank you, brother. Call in, brothers. There's still some space on the panel if you want to ask David any questions directly. If not, super chat your questions. What is up, Audemars Chizzy?
What's happening?
Yes, but what's happening, brother? You good?
Yep. Haven't seen you in a while. Just came here to drop by.
Hey, thank you, Brian. Seen you in a while. You keeping well?
Yep, I'm good.
Fantastic, brother. Do you have any questions for David regarding him moving to Colombia?
I'm just seeing what y'all talking about.
Oh, okay. All right, brother. Stay in the background, brother. If you have any questions, bro, let me know in the private chat. I'll bring you back in, okay?
So it's true that Colombian females are feminine?
You have no idea. Like I said, I've only dated one girl there. We went on a few dates, but you can't even describe how feminine they are. It's almost like it's hard to describe because it's something that you feel like it goes into your biology, honestly. Now, if you've only dated women in the West, I honestly don't have much bad to say about them. It's just that when you go and you date in another country like Colombia, where the women are naturally more feminine, that's where you tell the difference.
David, describe femininity from a Colombian woman. What when you were dating that Colombian woman, what was the attributes that made her feminine? Was it her voice? Was it a mannerism? Was it how she smelled? Did she cook for you? Did she clean for you? Speak on that, David.
Yes, to all those, yes. But yeah, well, some of the things that stood out were definitely the way that they speak. Um, like I mentioned, accents are pretty big for me, practically because I need a clear one to be able to learn, but also because the Colombian accent, to me at least, it's very pleasing to the ear. It has a nice like a rhythm to it. So hearing her speak it it made me melt honestly. But apart from that, um, the entire time I just felt like I was in the lead. I was the leader. Uh, we walked around the city quite a bit, but I felt like I was you know guiding her around the whole time. Like the date. Uh,
Did you? Oh, carry on,
mhm.
bro. Carry on,
Yeah,
bro.
like how do I explain it? Like it just feels so natural. Like when you because you're naturally masculine, it's kind of hard to see that unless you see a contrast to, like somebody who's feminine.
Mm.
And these are things that are kind of hard to explain. Like I'm having trouble putting words to it, but truly, like it feels like it just feels right. If I could just say that.
Did you pay for everything?
Yeah, yeah. And if you go there, it's not like the West. It's not even a question. You should be expecting to pay for everything too. Over
Okay.
there, that's part of the dynamic. And you have to keep in mind too. These are people who make maybe $200 or $300 a month. So if you go out for even a $10, $20 meal, it's kind of a douche move to expect them to pay for even part of that because that's a big chunk of their earnings.
Okay. So when you move to Colombia, David, and you find a girlfriend within the first month of meeting her, and
Yeah.
you stay there for a year, you're telling me that you will pay everything for her for the whole year.
Uh, I mean, not like her utility bills and her rent and things like that. But I mean, as far as us going out on dates, yeah, absolutely. And as it is, things are cheap over there, so it's not gonna hurt like it would over here in the States.
I like the answer, David. Because brothers don't pay for her rent, don't pay for her bills. That right there is top level simping. You will get finessed when you go on dates. Okay, Colombia is a poor country. You can pay for her food every time you go out. But if she starts telling you pay for my rent, pay for my bills, send her back to the streets. Send her back to the streets. We don't simp over here. We don't do that nonsense over here. We're not sponsors. We're educated brothers who want feminine women. Shout out to Jaws 2003 for the $2 super chat. He says, "Do you all touch on Scolopimini, Scolopamine down there? Do you know what that is, David?"
Yeah, scolopamine. Actually, when it comes to concerns, that is one of the things that you should be concerned about. It's basically like a date rape drug, but more so. Like when they poison you with this, it makes you lethargic and it makes you very compliant. So I've heard stories of it's always the same story too. It's some young person meeting somebody attractive, somebody who's overly assertive in the first place. Usually stories where somebody with a better judge of character would have avoided the situation, but essentially, once they get them to take this drug, they can have them do things like go into their ATM. They'll sign in with their password and they'll be kind of half conscious, but they're just doing whatever they're told, and so they might go into their ATM and drain it. I've heard of another one where somebody lost all their savings. They had been working for maybe over 10 years, and from after taking the drug, they had them transfer the money into the other person's account, and they couldn't do much after that. I think they lost like $10,000 or something like that. So that is
Damn.
something to be concerned about. Yeah, for sure. But again, like I said, you can avoid those, and if you listen to those stories, you can hear it too. They're usually from people who were trusting strangers much more quickly than they should have been. So when
Mm.
you go over there, when it comes to safety, just have a good sense of judgment. Don't let your guard down easily, and you should be fine.
And also make sure you don't go to clubs. Go to clubs or don't watch your drinks. Don't leave your drinks by itself. Hold your drinks all the time. That should we should be able to avoid that. Hold on, Mr. International. Audemars Chizzy, do you have any more questions?
Yeah, yeah. Did you hear about the Timothy Reed incident?
No. What happened?
Yeah, he died. Dude who visited Colombia, he died.
Oh, okay. Rest in peace to him. Damn. Yeah, I don't want to dampen the stream, but let's speak on that later, Audemars Chizzy. But rest in peace to that brother, and hope all is well with his family.
I got
But
one
yeah,
more question.
okay.
Is Colombian girls are attracted to brothers?
Yeah, it's they. How do I say it? They're attracted to everybody down there. It's not like over here where we're somewhat conscious. Over there, they don't even think about it.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for answering that,
I agree
David.
with that.
Shout out to Audemars Chizzy. Thank you, bro. Let me bring in Mr. International. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, I peed. So when I was asking that question earlier, it had to do a little bit with scopamine. So when I was asking what are the places safe for brothers to go to, I was saying what are the places where brothers aren't simping, because the guy that Audemars Chizzy was talking about, and I'm gonna keep this short because like you said, I don't want to dampen up the stream. You know, this guy went down to Cartagena with his girlfriend. They got into some arguments. Well, first of all, you don't go down to Cartagena or Medellin or whatever. They went to Colombia with his girlfriend. You don't go down there with your girlfriend because the girls are so like gorgeous. It's like, like you're asking for a breakup. So more so he went down there with his lady, and they ended up getting an argument, and I guess she set him up and killed him. But
Damn.
yeah, the scopamine thing. When I was asking David about it, I was asking like, what are some places where because now they're starting to get this perspective on brothers that we are too lenient and we're giving them like everything they want because they're beautiful. These guys that never had a really good girlfriend and stuff like that. Really beautiful girlfriend. They're simping out for them and they're throwing money and making it rain in clubs. In Cartagena, they're making it rain. And now these girls are just like, oh yeah, we're in, it's COVID-19 and everybody's broken than usual in Colombia. So now they're feeding for money. So now these guys are flashing money and they're setting them up. They go on to do. I'm gonna just keep the PG
Yeah.
oral or something, and scopamine's on their leg, and now the guy, gets knocked out or something. So I was asking him, what are the places that are less touristy, and he answered that. So yeah, just watch out, don't be too lenient and don't simp and don't be flashy and have a good case of judgment, because usually it's the poor ladies that are drugging these guys. No supermodel from Colombia is going to drug you with scopamine or whatever because it's going to mess up her reputation. So the really bad ones are not going to do that.
All right, thanks for that intel, Mr. International. Let me bring in Carlton Banksy and Passport Keys to the World. What's up, Carlton Banksy?
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother. How you keeping?
All right, sweet. I'm doing good. I've been doing good. I have a question for him. So I'm about to graduate school soon. I'm going into the tech field, and I was curious. Did your job have any problem with you going over to Colombia or anything like that?
Yeah. So I also work in a for a software company.
Mm-hmm.
And leading up to me asking, I was pretty nervous. I'm like, I think they're gonna say yes, but if they don't, that's gonna really mess up my plan.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they did say yeah. And that just depends on where you work. Even if you can work remote, if they want to, for whatever reason, not let you, that's definitely a bummer. But honestly, if I was even prepared for them to say no, I was just gonna give it another year, save up some more money, and then just move without a job. That's honestly how prepared I was for it. And going back to one of the earlier points that I think IP was making, all right, I think I was trying to make, your job and also your significant other. Those are two very big pieces of your life. But if I were to pick one over the other, I'm not picking my job. I'll say that. As nice as it is, it's not going to be there looking for me after me in my old age.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I have another question actually too.
Mm-hmm.
How do you plan on, what is your plan for meeting women down there? Are you just going to use that Cupid site apps? Are going to try to actually go out and interact with the people? And also, do you already have connections down there now, or are you just going to go and try to feel your way out?
So for those,
Yeah. So I don't have very many connections over there. I know one guy in Bogota, but not the city that I'm going to. As far as meeting women, it kind of goes hand in hand with my my real goal, which is to become fluent in Spanish. In order to do that, I'm going to have to be interacting with people and most likely doing language exchanges and that kind of thing. Maybe even teach English. There's a lot of people down there who want to learn it. Yeah, but just everyday life, you're meeting people. See, this is the difference too. Let's say you go to a store over here, and imagine in a Walmart, what percentage of all those people are attracted to you, and maybe would be attracted to you.
Mm-hmm.
Now think of the same portion of women, but in a supermarket down there in Colombia. It's way higher. Much more likely that you might actually run into somebody that you're attracted to, and
Wow.
you're going to want to strike up a conversation, and it's going to be much easier to do so. They're going to be much more open to it over there.
Wow. Okay.
Great questions, Carlton Banksy. Thank you, brother. Put yourself on mute, please, brother. Again, brothers, if you can't call in, please super chat your questions. David or me will not be answering questions on the live stream chat until you super chat the questions or you call in. That's how it goes on my channel. Passport Keys to the World. How you doing, brother?
Hello?
How you doing, brother? You okay?
Yes, I'm blessed. Thanks, man. It's my first time calling in. It's when I've been following your live streams for, I would say, for a couple months now. But I have a question to David.
Mhm.
Okay. I just want to say this live stream came right on time. I've been contemplating actually for I want to say since the beginning of this year, to not just visit Colombia, but to live there. I've been also doing some research. Actually, my mom and I, we both doing some research and found out a lot about Colombia. And I'm not surprised that the place that you picked to live, to reside, was Medellin. That seemed like to be the hot spot for a lot of expats. But anyway, my question is to you, David. Okay, basically, all right. Say I decide to relocate and live in Colombia, Medellin, Colombia. Like, what can I, what kind of business, like what kind of business can I start? Either in Colombia or the U.S. I don't know, to finance my, myself to finance myself to live pretty comfortably in Colombia, Medellin, Colombia.
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. Yeah, I was meaning to mention this too. As I mentioned, redundancy is good. So if you have multiple streams of income, that's ideal.
Right.
Now, the best one that I'm going to say is real estate. Now, we had a discussion yesterday, or live stream yesterday about it. So if you have questions about that, I recommend checking that one out. But essentially, after if you're able to rent out a house and pulling some cash flow, that's going to be the best way of doing it. Because after when you live in another country, you don't want to be working full time if you don't have to. And the good thing about the cost of living being so low is you don't even have to be pulling as much money to live as in the States as you would in somewhere like Medellin, because of course your cost of living is going to be lower. So just from renting out my house, that's going to be bringing me about $1,000 per month, and that's going to cover the bulk of my expenses, like 80 to 90% of my expenses right there. So that's a good one. That's going to be good passive income too. Now, as far as jobs go, there's different things you can do online. You can maybe tutor. There's a lot of different things you can do there. Now, as far as businesses go, a good one would be trying to Airbnb out a place. Keep in mind too that I wouldn't recommend buying a property down there, but you don't have to buy a property in order to Airbnb it out. You just have to have permission from the person who's renting it to you, the landlord. So if you offer to a landlord that maybe you'll pay a higher rent, maybe you'll take care of all of the repairs and all that. Maybe you'll even pay a couple months ahead of time. I would imagine there'd be a lot of landlords down there who'd be willing to let you Airbnb a place out, and there's a pretty good demand for that too, especially as the country starts opening up.
Okay. Do you have any more questions? Passport Key to the World. Sorry, brother, I had to mute you because there was some background noise on your side. Passport Keys to the World. But bro, you can unmute yourself if you have any more questions for David.
That'll be all. I was about to ask about a question regarding Airbnb. Um, buying property down there and then turn it into an Airbnb to help support myself to live down in Medellin, Colombia. But I believe he answered it. Well, okay. The last question. So, this regard to the Airbnb, like, would you say like Airbnb, like if you want to, I guess start a business right overseas, Airbnb is the thing to get into. I've been following a lot of YouTubers, and they will talk about that. How that could something that could potentially bring in a good, a good source of monthly income. And just something that's really popping, overseas, something to get into. Is that a good route to go?
Yeah, absolutely. Airbnb can be absolutely profitable.
Okay,
You just got to keep in mind it is a business. You are going to have expenses to account for.
right.
So just like any other business, if you want to get into it, of course, just only way to find out is to try it out. You just want to make sure that you have a good amount of savings. I can't really put a dollar amount on it, but basically, the more the better. You're going to have expenses that you could think of. You're going to also have expenses that you never would have imagined you'd have too.
Okay, all right. Thanks. I appreciate.
Yeah, of
Thanks,
course.
RP.
Thanks for calling in.
Yep.
Thanks for that, brother. Much appreciated. Passport keys to the world. Ransom McKissick, are you sleeping, brother?
No, I just a little meditation there. Okay, okay. Yeah, hi, David. I just had a couple questions. First of all, I guess I'm not sure if you've had a chance to observe much in the way of
Sorry, Ransom. You got some background noise coming from you, somewhere
Okay, yeah.
around you.
Let me turn my television on. Okay, okay, there we go. Okay, yeah. Here's a question. In terms of like male female relationships. I mean, have you seen that Colombia is more accepting of age differences?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. They're accepting. They're just accepting in general, honestly. Ages, ethnicities. Um, you, there's a lot of factors that go into it. Honestly, there's a whole ton. But one of the things too is the population. So you got to remember that down there, as it is, there's a bit higher percentage of women to men, so that's going to help you out. But
mhm.
another thing that people don't often consider is the average age. The age that the bulk of the population is. In the States, it's about 40 years old. In Colombia, I think it's closer to like maybe late 20s, early 30s, something like that. Now
Mm.
that makes a big difference right there. That's going to mean that the portion of women that men are going after, the younger women, there's going to be a lot more out there, and a lot of the more desirable men that tend to be older. There's a lot less of them. Essentially, you have less competition, but more I guess opportunities. So they're going to be much more accepting in general. Of course, age is going to be definitely up there. Very common to find men, even Colombian men, who will go and date somebody who's the same age as their daughter. That's it's still kind of weird, but it's not as weird as it would be here.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Another question. You spoke about the whole safety element. You said the biggest danger is going to be like petty larceny, that sort of thing. So is there any other way to protect yourself other than basically just being aware of your surroundings? Like, I mean, are you allowed to have pepper spray, for instance?
I don't know. I wouldn't think so, just because when it comes to weapons, anywhere other than the states is very very strict on it.
Mhm.
Now I actually plan on taking some martial arts classes.
Mhm.
So I mean that helps too if you know a bit of martial arts. You're gonna know how to defend yourself, of course, better than the average person. If you're a big person, that might help too. Um, People
I
there
am.
tend to be that's good. People there tend to be smaller. They tend to be my height. I'm 5'7", so yeah, it's kind of nice because down there I feel like I'm the average height. Here in the States, I feel like I'm a bit on the shorter side. So that's going to help you too. People are going to be less likely to want to mess with you. But yeah, I would say nothing in particular. Just as you're walking, if you feel like the hair on the back of your neck stand up, you just go off of your intuition. you feel like you need to cross the street to avoid walking, crossing past somebody, just do that. But yeah, you're just using your general sense of judgment. That's going to be the main thing.
Okay. Okay. Another question. My Spanish is my first foreign language was German, actually, but my Spanish is I'm been working on Spanish. I'm about intermediate in it. Do you think that would be enough to suffice, or should I go more for the advanced level?
So a few things there. Myself, I'm about intermediate, maybe upper intermediate.
Hmm.
It's definitely going to help. The more Spanish you know, the better. But even when I went, my Spanish didn't really help me very much, and that's just because the way that people speak it in real life is different than the way you learn it in class.
They
So
talk really fast. I know.
they talk faster. They use different expressions. Yeah, your ear isn't adjusted to the way that they speak. But living there for sure, living there is going to help you get acquainted to that. Um, the way now this is how knowing Spanish helped me. When somebody would say something to me, I would maybe catch a word here and there, and then I would just go off of context and kind of guess what they were asking. And if I didn't know, I would just guess. And honestly, that's kind of fun. It leads to some pretty funny situations. And if you don't understand, they know that you're American, so they're pretty understanding. So as far as the language goes, you're going to get a lot more out of it if you know Spanish. But if you don't, it's honestly not the end of the world. You're still going to have a good time.
Okay. Okay. And a final question: what would you say are some of the better things to meet women? Would it be, say, just kind of walking around during the day, like in a mall or something, or would you say maybe more like a nightclub? I mean, is basically
Mhm.
is I guess a caveat to that question: are the nightclubs in Colombia are they are they as big a waste of time as they are here in the United States? I mean, or is it better? Will you be better received in a nightclub in Colombia, for
I would
instance?
imagine, yeah, but I can't say for sure. I was only there for a week, so as far as you living there and meeting people, it's kind of hard to say. Now, as far as if you're going there for just a short trip, I really recommend doing what I did. I don't know if there's a name for it. I call it pre-gaming. You just, on the dating app that I mentioned, just, spend some time chatting with a few girls there, and it really helps to, uh, either have a few dates planned out, or even just have some women there who you talk to, who once you land, you can see if they want to meet up or not. So essentially, you're going there having already talked to some people who live there, as opposed to not knowing anybody at all.
Okay, I've actually been corresponding with somebody in Bogota, but this person will only chat on WhatsApp. Like, she won't take my phone calls. She keeps saying she doesn't have data for phone calls. I mean, to me, that sounds kind of fishy.
Yeah, that's weird. They're the way that the phones work over there, it is different than over here. They
Mhm.
have to pay like kind of like a what's it called? Not the contract, but the other one when you pay like per minute or whatever that's called. You pay as
Mhm.
you go. You pay as you go. They
Oh
kind of
yeah.
have that. So I can imagine that might actually be true. It could actually cost her a little bit to want to do a call. But on the flip side, like if she doesn't want to make that sacrifice to talk to you, that's also another like thing to keep in mind too.
Would there be any way around that? I mean, like she could possibly go to a place that has free Wi-Fi, right? I mean,
Absolutely, yeah. There's definitely ways around it. I mean, they find ways to talk to their friends and family. If they really wanted to, they'd find a way to talk to you too.
okay, okay, all right, all right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Of
No
course.
worries. Thanks for that, bro. Put yourself on mute, Ransom. I've got a super chat real quick. Shout out to Royal Walker for the $5 super chat. He says, are the women really nines and tens in Colombia? I'm from LA and we have bad ASS Mexican woman here. I'm trying to get some brothers' honest opinions. Speak on that, David.
Yeah. So as far as just how attractive the women are, they're definitely going to be more attractive than the ones on average, the ones here. Now I think they're even more attractive than Mexican women, and I'm pretty familiar with what the average Mexican woman looks like. Um, Now they have a big variety of different looking women. If you want women who's thin and light skinned, or one that's darker and curvier, they have such a variety. You can find whatever it is you're looking for. Now, I wouldn't say that they're all nines and tens. They're definitely they're they're people. Not everyone is not all of them are attractive. It's more so the fact that there's such such a diversity, and that your access is going to be to such a bigger portion of them, you're going to be able to get the ones that are 9s and 10s, especially the ones that are 9s and 10s to you.
Okay, thanks for answering that, David. Let me bring in Ford Farlane. What's up, Ford Farlane? Thanks for calling in, brother. You okay?
Hey, what's going on, brothers? Can y'all hear me?
Loud and clear, brother. How you keeping? You okay?
Keeping pretty good. Keeping pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, brother Ransom, that chick, that's the play. She's talking about she can't take your calls or whatever, do a video call. What she's gonna do in a little bit is hit you up for some money. Maybe I could do that if you hit me with some money so I could pay that and have the data for that. And then that's how to see how far she can get you to go. That's how it begins. That's my thing, because like I'm always on the lookout for stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So watch out for that. I don't know. All right, maybe I got different questions for brother David. David, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. About you?
Not bad, not bad. My question's gonna be kind of different because like I travel with my woman, you know what I'm saying? So like it keeps me out of trouble and I don't be having to deal with stuff, you know what I'm saying? So like most of my decisions are based around like keeping her safe, also keep me out of trouble, because things that I would do when I'm not with her, I'm not doing that because she's with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna go down this alley, I'm not gonna go in this place. But question, because like Colombia is a fascinating place, and like, but how many you guys, most of you guys are younger than me. I'm 42 years old, you know what I'm saying? Some of you guys are listening are probably in the age range of my children. My kids are like 23 and 24, not like they are 23 and 24. I got 2 sons. So just a question. As a man your age, how many other places have you been to? You know what I mean? Just to start off.
Yeah, another good question. I'm 26, so you know, pretty close.
Yeah, you're definitely in the age range of my children. That's what's up.
Right. Yeah, I'm not the biggest traveler. I've been to you know, quite a few different cities here on the West Coast, or southern West Coast of the States. Apart from that, I've been to quite a few cities in Mexico. You know, TJ, Ensenada, Rosarito.
So okay. So California extended. Well, Mexico extended is California because that used to be Mexico. You know what I'm saying? But like, all right, same region. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, so that's honestly what I was comparing it to. I was comparing Medellin to mostly the States and Mexico. And
okay, cool.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to say. Not to cut you off. This is what I'm going to say, because this is what I tell this is kind of the game I kick to my kids, my 2 sons. You know what I'm saying? Don't shortchange yourself. Colombia is a great place. Colombia is a great jumping off point, possibly a great starting off point. But like from my perspective, what a young man like yourself should do at the age that you are at 26, because like you got your late 30s and 40s to actually come into the understanding of where you want to start planting roots outside of the country. Go experience a bunch of other places first. Give yourself like a month over here, because it seems like you setting up to live in Colombia already for an extended period of time, like 3 months at least, to see how it is and then to see where you go from there. Am I correct?
Yeah, IP actually asked this earlier on. So I have plans to stay there for at least a year. And the reason I want to do that, you know, and stay there for, you know, at least a year, maybe even 2, is just to make sure that I can pick up not only Spanish and get that fluently, but get the accent, the Colombian accent down. Go ahead.
I will say this. Since Venezuela's my wife's mother, my wife is Portuguese, but her mother grew up in, like, you know what I'm saying? Both her parents were from Portugal, but her mother grew up in Venezuela. Yeah. So like knowing what's going on in Venezuela, being in Venezuela and Colombia used to be part of the same country. And you can't go there now because the economy is kind of screwed up and they got some things going on. But Panama is also in that same mix, and Ecuador. The Spanish is damn near the same. You know what I mean? Because in the area I live in, I deal with a lot of like Central South Americans. I'm pretty much like the only black dude in the area. In that area, you'll get pretty much a feel for. You'll still get that Spanish down. It's pretty much the same Spanish everywhere. Like certain places have certain words that may not 1 or 2 slang words, but other than that, like the actual Spanish itself, this Colombian Spanish is like the most proper Spanish I've ever heard. Because my college roommate was Colombian. It's like literally the most proper Spanish I've ever heard in my life. You know what I mean? Second only to Venezuela, because like I said, my wife's mother grew up in Venezuela, so I hear her speaking a lot. Yeah, man, Colombia is like literally give yourself like you got that whole year, or even while you start like that year while you're living there, definitely take trips around the area. Like there's a ferry that you could take. It's like a 2-night thing that you can go from Colombia to Panama and then back. You know what I'm saying? And like give yourself a little bit of the experience of a little bit of that, another piece of that area, except just where you are. Just jump over the border real quick, and it's a nice experience. You know what I mean? And definitely Ecuador also. Like my father-in-law just got back from there. That's the place I think I'm about to go to next.
Mm-hmm.
I got, you know what I'm saying, a bunch of Ecuadorian friends and a few guys from Ecuador that I work with. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's like, yo, Ford, go there. I'm not gonna throw my real name out there, but yeah, Ford, go there. So but like definitely, bro.
Thanks for that, Ford.
You're 26 right now. Like just don't like just the plan. Like yeah, man. Like what you. I'm sorry, I might have jumped in late in the game because I was out doing something real quick. You know what I'm saying? I just got back in from the city because I live next to Manhattan. But like, though, at 26, bro, like it sounds like I don't know. It just seems like your plans are just so you, definitely like you good head on your shoulders, but it seems like they're just so finite and definite. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, at this point, you should be fluid in that area and just enjoying that whole thing, bro. Like, you should just be. That's why, like, all right, that year you're in Colombia, you definitely plan trips to other places in that area. It'll do you good. It'll definitely do you good.
That's good advice. The flights for once you're in Latin America, they're
cheap.
generally like 20, maybe even $30.
Absolutely. I've done it before. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, you get the most out of it doing it.
Thanks for that,
I
Ford.
definitely will be traveling around. After the first year, I will be keeping my options open. But to touch on a point I wanted to make earlier about Spanish, that's actually a good reason to want to go to any country in Latin America, or actually to learn Spanish.
Yeah,
you don't
absolutely.
really find that benefit with other languages, where you learn one language and it opens up, apart from English, I should say. There's I don't think there's any other language that opens up so many countries to you like Spanish. And it's nice because if you don't like one Latin American country, there's tons next door that may you might like better.
Absolutely.
Right. Thanks for that, brothers. Appreciate you calling in, Ford. Good guys, finally speak to you, bro. Appreciate the support you're giving to the channel as well, the super chats, brother. Much appreciated, Ford. Thank you so much, brother. Hope all is well in your personal life, brother. And you're doing
Give
well.
thanks, man.
Safe.
Like, hey, yeah, man, I'm about to, definitely. Nah, I gotta go. Literally, I gotta go pick up my father-in-law. He just got in off a plane from Portugal. He went back home real quick. So, like, I'm about to get out of here. So, definitely, once again, great content, my guy. And I'm gonna hit you up on Instagram also. Like, I followed you before FRDFRLN152. If you notice, that was me and whatnot. So, like, yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna definitely shoot you a kite on Instagram and like we'll link up.
Yes. All right. Appreciate that, bro. Take it easy, bro. Okay. Thank you, Ford Van Lane.
Blessings.
Brothers are dropping some dimes regarding Honduras woman. I need you brothers to call in ASAP. No joke. Eric 70673. Call in, brother. We need that dime intel regarding Honduras woman. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Okay, brother. Reach out to me on IG or Twitter, and I'll DM you to speak more about Honduras woman. And maybe we'll set something up about a live stream because we need that intel. I've met some Honduras women in the UK. They are absolutely gorgeous. That brown skin. Ah, my goodness. All right, shout out to Jay Takashi. What's up, brother?
Oh, hello, International. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, brother. How are you? You okay?
Oh, I'm fine. Sorry if I seem a little bit out of breath. I just got done working out. Try to catch your stream instead of a reminder. So I'm here to, ask David a couple of questions, and
Yes.
I have one for you too.
Okay, brother. Before you do that, brother, brothers, please hit the like button. Please super chat to the channel to support the channel. If you have any questions, please super chat to the channel. It's much appreciated. Please super chat, hit the like button, and comment as well. And be respectful in the live stream chat. Be very respectful, or I will start timing out people and banning people. No joke. Be respectful. Carry on, Jay Takashi.
So David, nice to meet you, by the way. And
Nice to meet you too.
So with the last caller, you said one reason why you might stay a year down there is because you're planning on learning more Spanish, their language, and their accent.
That's right. Yeah, specifically their Colombian accent.
Well, here's the thing for me, where where I'm learning Japanese currently right now. I'm in my last year, but I took Spanish when I was in high school,
Mhm.
and it's rusty basically, and I'm like, I think I would have to like, if I were to go to Colombia, would I get any better at my Spanish if I went down there?
It all depends on how long you plan on staying down there. If it's going to be for something short term, like a week or two, um, I mean a tiny bit, yeah, for sure.
Okay,
I think in order
because
to get the benefit, just because learning languages takes so long, you'd have to be down there for months and months, maybe even years on end to really get it down. It all depends on how long you're there.
yeah, trust me, I know the feeling. I'm learning Japanese now, dude. And like, dude, it took me so long, like even like to have to like pick up my Spanish again and actually go out and do that again. I know it's gonna take a lot of work. Nothing is easy, but I don't. It would just be like putting in more time to do it. Is what it would.
Yeah,
Is what it would be.
props to you though. Learning a language is not even Spanish. It's comparatively easy, I guess, compared to Spanish. I mean, compared to Japanese.
Hmm.
But even then, I
Yeah.
mean, I've been at it for 2 years, and a lot of times I feel like I'm not where I should be. But you just keep at it, and you just get better and better, little by little.
I don't disagree. Trust me, I was basically at kindergarten when I started Japanese, and I'm like I'm still sort of am, but I'm speaking a lot more fluent in it now. It's just like I said, it takes practice, and like I said, my Spanish is a little rusty. I can have a conversation with someone, but like when they're talking really fast, I'm like, okay, I'm out of my element here.
Right,
so
right.
so it's just something I'm like keep practicing and just keep practicing to do because I'm told like you're supposed to speak with others in order to improve it. Just simply practicing it by yourself isn't going to do anything. Is what a
Exactly.
lot of people who practice languages tell me this. So, and I've been practicing like with other people as for it to get better because like I said by myself isn't going to do much of anything.
Yeah,
But
a tip too. I don't know if you've heard of it, but there's a website called italki,
oh,
italki.com.
okay.
Yeah, I've actually been using that too, and
What
so
was that
that's nice.
website, bro? What was that? Itaki.
Yeah, italki. It's pretty much how it sounds. italki.com.
Awesome.
And so it's you got to keep in mind too. You're learning from people who live in these other countries, so it's going to be
Hmm.
cheap too. I was paying maybe $7 or $8 for an hour long session with somebody who
Oh,
lived in
okay.
Colombia, and so that's nice. It's for me, for example, you can learn the exact. You can pick the city that they live in, so you can even get like really specific dialects that you're trying to learn, and you're learning one on one, which is different than trying to learn it from a book per se, or even from a classroom where you're not getting that one on one attention. So I definitely recommend that for anybody.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. See, for me, when I decided to take up, Japanese, um, and granted to anybody who is an otaku out there, guys, I did learn a little bit from anime, but you can't learn it solely from just watching it. I got books, and then I did and there's like a Japanese site for like a Japanese podcast where you can actually learn it one on one with them, and then they take you through a whole course. So it's like you'll learn writing, you'll learn how the punctuations are done, and you'll learn how to like actually learn the accent of how it's supposed to be said, like in Osaka or somewhere. So it's like, yeah, I know there are sites for different languages that help others to try to like speak it fluently, and not just, well, this is how you say it, and that's the end of it. And I'm like, no, there's a lot more that goes into it whenever you're using a site or any type of language app. So thank you. That
Yeah,
actually
yeah, for
helps.
sure.
And
Thank you for that. Oh, carry on, bro.
mhm.
Carry on,
um,
Jake.
okay, it's fine. So David, my second question for you: what's the atmosphere like in Colombia? Like, how would you describe it compared to like U.S. or U.K.? How would you like explain it
Uh, Paradise, if I had to use one word. It started
to me?
for
Okay,
me. For me,
straightforward.
it's the weather is a big part of it. The scenery. It's you're in the jungle. You're in a big city, a big beautiful. Well, a lot of parts are beautiful. Not some parts are not quite so beautiful, but it's in
Okay.
the middle of a jungle. Like you forget that sometimes, but you look out in the mountains and you're kind of reminded of that every day. But as far as the people go, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to say just how friendly they are because I didn't speak to a whole lot of people. But I mean, they're going to be on par, if not friendlier than the people in the U.S. So It's generally
Okay.
it's just a nice place to be.
All right, because like I'm all about scenery. I love taking in the sights. I love any place that kind of has like a sense of like, there's like a peaceful like little small area, even though it might be a little secluded. I like those type of I like those type of sceneries.
You would like
Fantastic.
Medellin. It's full of those for sure.
Yeah. Oh, trust me,
Right.
it's a learning process. And thank you for that. International.
Yes.
I did have one question for you. But the first thing I do want to say is, brother, thank you for doing what you're doing. You're helping a lot of men out of here. I really appreciate you doing that. I've checked out your streams every week. Even though I'm working, I listen to them even when I'm at work. And thank you. It's really helping brothers out here, and I really appreciate you doing that. Just
You're
spread the
welcome,
message
brother.
out.
You're welcome.
And I think the question I have for you is, have you settled on a place that you might want to go, or because I know with multiple streams you've always talked about going to multiple places to figure out which one you might like the best.
Hmm.
But is there like a set one that you just want to go to before you go to the other ones?
No, so I definitely want to go to different countries. I don't want to keep going to one country repeatedly. Based on the intel that I've gotten from my live streams, from what I've spoken to, Japan, Costa Rica, Colombia, flipping South Korea, countries where there are spots where they're checking for brothers, but there's also a good quality of life.
Mhm.
All the women are important, but you also want to live in a place where the people are great, the food is great, the weather is great, the culture is great, the environment's great, the opportunities there are great for business, for jobs. So I'm thinking big, and I want brothers to think big too. Yeah, because you want to be
Right.
in a country where you're thriving, but you also have a dying foreign chick on your arm. You're living life to the fullest. You're, no stress. You're 59 like Tony Berry, but you look like you're 36. I want brothers to be like that in the future. So different countries, Jay Takashi. I can tell that you're probably an otaku based on the posters,
Yeah,
based on the
yeah,
posters.
yeah. Yeah, guys, like, yeah, I've got to trust me, man. I've got
Hey,
like I worked for these. Please believe, man. There was a lot of two jobs I was doing, and I'm still working to this day. If
hey,
anything,
listen, bro.
I agree with your message, man. Like, just
Thank you.
have peace. That's all I really. That's actually what I told my father as I grew up older. I told him, listen, I just want to work up hard and just get my peace. I don't want any
Mm,
headaches. I don't want any conflict. And when I've come to notice, even I won't make it too long. I'll keep it short. But what I've come to notice as I grew up here, like because I'm in the U.S. by the way, but it's just like having a having to be in a relationship and being in a fighting war zone as soon as I get off work is not something I want to come home to. But I
mm,
experienced at a very early age. I'm like either is something wrong with me or is my mind telling me this is not right because this isn't something that a man should have to deal with, no matter with all the hard work that he has to go through every day in
mhm.
order to, slave away and do what he has to do. And like you, Tony Berry, Theo, I love you guys a lot for that, for actually telling me that, there's some glimmer of hope out there. And I
Mhm.
don't have to like just stay here because I'd almost given up, to be honest. Because
Don't.
I was really down. I was just like, okay. If I was not dating anybody here, if it comes to living by myself, I would do it. But I had to really think and actually like go back to what other cats have and other streams have been saying. But that's when I came across you guys, and then you. It was. By the way, how I ran across your channel was when you first talked about Japanese women. I think it was the first one with Theo, and he talked about his experiences. And when when Theo pretty much like explained, it's like I've always been attracted to that. I like feminine girly girls. I don't like girls who act like men because that's not attractive to me whatsoever. I just exited out right away. And also, you know, just like you said, brothers wanted to find peace and wanted to look like Tony Berry, even though they look like he might be 40, but he looked 36. I agree with you in the whole hearts. And it's just something that it's brought a lot of clarity in my life. And by the way, I am looking to look forward to your cryptocurrency live stream. I'm just looking forward to it. so I can
thank you, brother.
do that. So, but thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Before you go, Judge Kashi, did YouTube recommend that Japanese video to you with Theo? Or did
Say
you
it again,
find
sir.
did YouTube recommend the Theo Japanese video to you, or did you find it yourself by searching for it?
I think it recommended it to me because
That's awesome.
yeah, I think it's what it was because I think I looked at one of your live streams before, but I think it really didn't pop up until I think I got a recommendation from you because I was subscribed to you I subscribed to you at that time, and then it popped up.
All right, thanks for that, Jay Takashi. Great to speak to you, bro. Stay on the line, brother. Keep being an otaku. Those posters there are hilarious, but
Thank you.
keep it easy, bro. Okay. All right, take it
All
easy,
right, you
bro.
too, sir.
All right, okay. Let me bring in Patrick Jackson. What's up? Oh, before I do that, I got a super chat. What's up to Bala Jallo for the $5 super chat? He says, I use Duolingo to learn Spanish and practice with my Hispanic friends. When I hang out with them, I'm almost fluent now. Great stream IP. Thank you, brother. I love seeing brothers level up. Get Duolingo, learn Spanish, whatever, and thrive, brothers. Appreciate the super chat, Bala Jallo. Patrick Jackson, you there, brother?
You can hear me?
Not too clearly.
How about now?
A bit low. Are you fixing it, brother? Patrick Jackson. All right, I think okay. I'll come back to you after, Patrick. Remy, how you doing, brother?
Hey, how you doing?
Yes, I'm doing good, brother. You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I happened to see the live stream pop up, and I would like to join and ask David some questions about Colombia.
Of course, brother. Fire away.
Yeah, so David, the first question I had for you is I don't think you touched on this yet, but how to approach Colombian women. You know, it varies by from country to country. What you may do in the DR might be different in Peru. So is it best to approach them, do a cold approach? Hola, chica, ¿cómo estás? Qué bueno verte. Or is it the other side where you're just relaxed and you let them come and approach you?
So if you're living there, it's
Visiting or living there.
yeah. So if you're visiting, I would do what I recommended, a couple of questions ago, which is to pregame it essentially on a dating app. Now, if you're living there, um, I'd say there's the best way is probably going to be through friends. So just go out, be social, have a life. Pretty much, you'll make friends, and then from there, that if they know you're single, if they don't, you want to let them know. But as long as they know and they know that you're looking, they're going to set you up with their friends too. And people that are very social, they have their social circles are very important to them. So they're going to, if they're a good friend of yours and you're a good friend to them, they're going to recommend someone to you that you're of course attracted to, but is also probably going to be somebody who's a good match for you as well too. Now, as far as just somebody who's just out in the street, it's not like in the States where you drive everywhere. Over there, you do a lot more walking. I was only there for a week, but I walked a lot and I lost like 10 pounds in like 5 days. Like I kid you not, you walk a lot.
Wow.
So because of that, there's stores on like every corner, right? It's a much more condensed, packed city. So there's shops and stores everywhere. So another good way to meet a woman. Let's say maybe you're somewhat interested in shoes and you see a cute girl at a shoe shop. You just go and maybe ask her some random questions to break the ice, and then from there maybe see if she's free after work, something like that. It's pretty much that simple. The thing is, you're gonna find these attractive women in a lot, pretty much everywhere. Running little stands, at a store somewhere. Being a ticket attendant. They're pretty much everywhere. So when you're there and you move there and you kind of see it for yourself, it kind of becomes more obvious like how you might go about meeting with somebody. You literally just step outside.
Right.
It kind of happens. Yeah.
Awesome. And the last question I had for you is how do they value education? Is it like here in America where, hey, you need that bachelor's degree in order for you to be something in society, or they really don't care? They just focus on personality, charisma. Tell me what you think about that.
Yeah. So there's actually 2 points on that I want to make, And I also have to say that this is the last question I'm going to be able to answer. I have to leave in just a few minutes here. Yeah, so when it comes to education, of course, just like here, if you have an education, it's a sign that you can potentially earn more, but it's also a sign that you're a hardworking individual. You know, if you're looking for a serious partner, it's a better chance that you're going to find one. Well, it's going to show that you are a serious person yourself if you have that. As far as moving up, it helps too if you have a degree. As it is, people don't make very much money. Even if you have a degree, yeah, you're going to make more money than the average person, but it's still going to be a struggle for sure. Now, one thing I did want to mention, just to give you guys a picture of what life is like for the average Colombian, and I didn't learn this until after I spoke to somebody over there. But unlike over here, over there, it's much more common for somebody, a young adult, to of course live at home with their family, because rent for them, even though it's cheap for us, is still expensive for them. But it's also common for them to take a good chunk of their money and pretty much give that to their family. So they're helping their parents out with expenses, taking care of kids, their brothers, sisters, things like that. So you just got to keep in mind that the average Colombian is coming from a different way of life than you. We're fortunate enough, even if we're not off, doing very well for ourselves, we're at least not having to look after our families. For the most part, our families are self-sufficient here in the West.
Okay, thanks for that.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thanks for that, David. Good
Of
questions,
course.
Remy. And Antoine, appreciate you wanting to send me money for the Cash App. There's some problems with my Cash App at the moment. I'm trying to work it out. So to see if it's working, please send me some money for the Cash App. I just want to see if it's working properly. But the rest of it, please send it through your super chat as well. I don't know what's happening with the Cash App. I'm trying to sort it out. But again, I'm in the UK. There's always problems here in the UK with men, with things in general, and it's getting really frustrating. If I was American, there'd be no problem. It's just a joke here. But let me bring in Patrick Jackson. What's up, Patrick?
You can hear me, right?
Loud and clear now, brother. You okay?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing good. Thank you for
Great.
calling in, bro.
Yeah, I was excited about this live stream. So I got a little information about Medellin. I took a month there, and I know a lot about Medellin because my dad's been living in Medellin since 2006. So he always tells me about what it's like living out there, and like growing up, I always thought it was like crazy how my dad would just travel to another country for women, and I never understood it. But like as I got older and I saw how like my mom used to give him a headache, how the woman he was dealing with gave him a headache, I was like, yeah, I understand why he took that flight. But anyways, I took my first trip to Colombia around like 7 months ago. And like when I experienced how feminine a woman were, it changed my life. Like I can never go back to American women. But anyways, some places you want to avoid in Medellin, like if you're looking for a good girl, if you meet a girl in Parque Jades, it's not a good spot. I would not recommend that place to talk to any girl because a lot of those girls are looking for gringos and a lot of those girls are working girls. So you want to stay away from that. I think good places to find a girl is places like Sabaneta, Envigado, and Taugi. And another good place is Rio Negro. It's I think it's 15 miles outside of Medellin. You really want to go towards the outskirts. That's where you're gonna find, girls with low body counts, virgins.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's what we want. And another good city that no one
So we've lost you there, Patrick. But Patrick, can you please write down those
I
locations
heard,
in the live stream chat, brother?
and it's a
Please.
smaller city. Like the smaller the city, the more conservative the girls are. They're
Hmm.
not having no hot girl summer. But one thing about safety, whenever you meet in a girl in Medellin, if she's not willing to send you a picture of her ID, don't even meet up with her because it shouldn't be an issue. Watch your drinks. Don't be trusting of a lot of the girls in Medellin because a lot of them, the average person in Medellin only makes $300 a month. So like those people are really hungry out there. So like don't be too trustworthy. Just be safe, and that's all I'm gonna say about that.
All right. Patrick Jackson, can you please write down those destinations, please, on the live stream chat, brother? Because obviously it's Spanish, can't really know it. If that's okay with you, Patrick. Oh, we've lost you there, Patrick. Patrick, if you can still hear me, brother, can you please write down those locations in the live stream chat for brothers to know where to go to in Colombia to meet conservative, dying foreign women? That'll be much appreciated, Patrick, if you can still hear me, Patrick. Thank you, brother. Miss International, I know you wanted to say something, but before you do, bro, brothers, feel free to call in. Feel free to send, super chats to support the channel. And please hit the like button. If you are a new viewer to my channel, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell to always, so you never miss a post, upload, or live stream from me. Miss International, speak on that, bro. What do you want to talk about, brother?
Before we move on international, I do have to leave in a fairly soon here.
Oh yes. Sorry, brother. How long left can you stay more, David? Let me know.
Yeah, this last question or statement from international, I can stay on for that. But yeah, after that, I'm gonna have to drop off here.
Definitely. All right, Miss International. Any last questions you have for David? Please say it.
Well, I don't have any questions. I'll just say thanks, David, for the time you spent on the stream, and it's very pivotal today and yesterday. You're very useful, and we appreciate you. And you're definitely a marker for this movement, David. I know you're fairly new to the streams and stuff like joining in, but you're definitely a marker, and we appreciate you for coming in. But IP, I just wanted to talk about Bogota. The reason why Bogota has kind of a reputation of the girls and stuff like that, like not too many girls. Well, I want to say because the one guy came in here and he was asking about education, and Bogota, in a sense, is kind of like the New York of Colombia, because that's where all the opportunities and the art and all the like talent that people go Bogota for talent in school and art, and also it's like kind of IP. It's in the mountains. So the reason why people don't talk about Bogota is because it's in the mountains, and it actually gets fairly kind of cold. It's kind of like a London kind of feel, you know. You actually have to wear a jacket when you're in Bogota, Colombia, but it's definitely a duck off spot, and I don't use that word a lot. It's definitely a duck off spot, and you definitely can find wifey there because only the smart people go to Bogota for careers and opportunities. So I just want to talk about Bogota and Honduras. I'm not gonna go on it because it's not this live, it's another live going on. But when I was in school, I had a buddy from Honduras and stuff like that, and he showed me how beautiful it was. And you know, that is a very slept on. It's either Honduras or El Salvador. It could be both of them, but I'm pretty sure it's Honduras, man, and it's very slept on. So just brothers, listen, hear about Bogota. You won't have to worry about scopamine over there, man. That's for like the high value people. I'm talking about like Michelin 5-star dinners and restaurants are over there. So Bogota is like a very upscale place that you won't see any hoodlums and stuff going there. So Bogota, Colombia, a different climate. You gotta wear jackets. It's very like IP. You ever heard of Colorado?
Yeah.
Yes, and Colorado is a nice state, by the way, IP. But yes, it's like kind of like a Colorado type of feeling. Bogota, Colombia.
Thank you for that, Miss International. All right, David, thanks for taking part in this live stream. Do you have any last words you want to say, David?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody, YouTube, Mr. International, for tuning in to today's and also yesterday's live stream too. Appreciate you guys listening to hear what I had to say, and I hope what I said, really helps you out, especially if you are thinking about going to Colombia. Like I mentioned, if you're even just curious about it, you're not sure, just go over there, even for a couple of days. That'll really clear up any concerns or questions you might have about living over there.
Fantastic, brother. When are you going to Colombia?
Literally, my flight leaves December 31st, and I'm landing January 1st. So beginning of 2022.
Okay, we'll get you on the channel again when you're in Colombia, or even before you leave to Colombia for preparations. Just reach out to me, David, but we'll definitely get you on my channel again when you're in Colombia, okay?
Of course, sounds good.
All right, take it easy, David. You can leave the stream if you want to. But yeah, thank you for taking part in this live stream, David, and dropping gems on what it's like moving to Colombia and the decisions in doing that, David. So you are free to leave anytime, David, and we'll definitely keep in touch, okay, brother?
All right, sounds good. Take care, everyone. Bye.
All right, take it easy, David. See you. That was a great live stream, brothers. That was a great live stream. Fantastic live stream. Brothers, feel free to get the likes up. feel free to super chat any questions regarding the live stream or even questions for me. And definitely feel free to call in. I will stay on for a little bit longer, even though David's gone, to speak about this topic further. Again, join the Facebook group if you want to be a part of a growing movement, to get your passport, to mingle with high value individuals who are like-minded like you, brothers. Join the Facebook group. Again, I'm also on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Send me a DM. I will get back to you. Any questions you have, let me know. I'm also on IG as well. I use IG quite a lot to post updates, blah, blah, blah. Reach out to my subscribers, even phone my subscribers for IG. So reach out to me on IG, brothers. Send me a DM. Follow me on those social media platforms and I'll reach out to you. Great live stream so far. So, brothers, feel free to call in if you want to speak about a certain topic. Let me remind you, brothers, we had the cryptocurrency stream this week. We got the Ethiopian woman stream this week. Ethiopian woman. Oh, I cannot wait.
Yeah, the black women with real hair. Ethiopians. They actually got like real long hair, and there's tribes like that keep their hair long traditionally. Don't put on weave. So I'm looking forward to that Ethiopian stream, man.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that stream. Ethiopian women are gorgeous. They are flipping hot. So I can't wait for the intel the brother is on the drop for us. Can't wait for that. We also have a stream. We have Tony Berry coming back on the channel again to speak about what a high value man is, what a high value woman is. And Tony Berry is a man, many experiences, been on this earth for many years. So he's definitely going to drop some gems on that live stream. That's on Friday my time, so Thursday for brothers in America. Can't wait for that. And next week, we carry on next week, back to our regular scheduled programming. More classics. And I've got some special streams coming up in the future, and I can't wait for that, brothers. Cannot wait for that. So call in, brothers, if you want to speak on something. Conrad Grant, yes, brother. I see the brother Conrad Grant. About time the brother called in. Aaron B, about time you called in as well, but that's on you, bro.
Aaron B is the Manosphere troll, so don't worry about that. I see him on other shows, but I don't talk about because I know you don't want me talking about. But Aaron B, he's cool, but he's all around the Manosphere, and I see him, so he probably never call him, but he's a cool guy.
So that dude, I don't know, he comes across like he's a robot or something, because I don't know if he's real or not, but I guess one day we'll see. Eric 70683, just a reminder, reach out to me on IG, Twitter, so we can set up that Honduras live stream. I can't wait for that. Honduras women are hot. They are hot. Beautiful women. I see you, Conrad Grant. You need to fix your device. It says device is not connected. So while you fix that, brother, let me just run through. So I was rewatching the Costa Rican stream today. My goodness, man. My goodness. Shout out to Taisha and Catherine. Both feminine, wonderful women. Women that we need in our lives. Shout out to J Bones. I'm gonna bring him in real quick. What's up, J Bones?
What's up, big brothers?
Hey, all good, brother. How you keeping, J Bones? You right?
Yeah, man. I was just so busy. I'm still in New Hampshire, so I missed. I'm helping my friend get ready for a wedding. So, yeah, man. I was so busy, but I was able to chime in as soon as I get a chance. But how's everybody doing?
I'm all good over here, bro. All good over here.
Gucci over here, man.
Yeah, Mr. International. How you, big bro?
Life's good, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. It's another classic, man. Another classic. IP. You did it again, bro.
I don't know how I'm doing it, man. I'm getting tired, man.
Nah,
I don't.
you know what you know what it is, IP. I'm gonna tell you what it is too. When you first started doing like your channel started really popping, I kind of noticed that sometimes you would do it, and then like maybe Saturday and Sunday we're all kind of sitting around waiting. But now that you're hitting it from back to back to back, if you're able to do this IP on the Monday through Sunday basis, trust me, bro, whether super chat, whether cash app, whether Patreon, man, you're going to be set on the numbers, and everybody's going to keep on supporting. But the reason why the numbers are growing so quickly now, I think was it the live stream that we did? I think which one was that? I think it was like 2 days ago, or the Tony Berry one. That thing, the numbers shot up so quickly. So if you keep this up, man, IP, you're right there on point, bro. I know you get tired, man. I could tell that you have a really busy schedule. But whenever you get a chance and you can really do it, IP, man, just get it done, bro.
All right, brother. Which stream was that? Was that the one with Tony Berry last week, right? The one we
I think
spoke
I think
about.
it was Tony Barrett, but I just been watching. I've been going back to watch all the old videos, but I noticed that the numbers are just increasing rapidly. So that's great news, man. The channel's really popping right now, bro.
Yes, definitely. Thanks for the kind words, J Bones, man. It's about time. I've been at it for a couple of years now, just dropping solid intel of me traveling all around the world, and it's for the brothers, man, because I'm seeing
Yeah.
brothers just looking down, head down, speaking to me about how horrible their woman is, or even opportunities in general. Like I've even expanded the whole topic. Say it's not only about women; it's about careers, it's about wealth, making money, living a good life, and every black man needs that kind of intel, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's yeah, we need we this is
Hold
this
on,
is
J
it.
Bones.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Shout out to Conrad Grant for the $2 super chat. He says, "IP, this fantastic stream, great intel, brother. Thank you again for the super chat, Conrad Grant. Another regular supporter alongside J Bones, Thomas Demihin, Ford Farlane. Who else supports regularly as well? Thomas Demihin and a few others. So I appreciate the super chat, brothers. Carry on, J Bones.
Yeah, as I was saying, man, it's before I can only imagine because remember when the brother came up here, Jay, when he was talking, you could hear it in his voice. A lot of brothers don't know that they have the option to travel out. A lot of brothers don't know that because even here in the U.S., like I can tell just looking at the African American brothers, a lot of them don't even they don't even take the option of trying to date outside the community. Do you understand what I'm saying? They have a problem with Keisha, so they just think that all right, since I have a problem with Keisha, that's it. I'm gonna just stay by myself then. So they don't even think about even diving into other people's cultures. But it's this intel and the way that we're moving now. This is really gonna save a lot of brothers, and I'm glad some people are calling up here with the right testimony. It makes sense.
Facts, bro. Facts. Let me bring in Ronald Taylor. How you doing, Ronald?
I'm great, IP. How are you?
I'm also doing good as well, bro. Lovely to see you again, Ronald. Young brother like you getting into intel very early in I think you're 19 or 20 or something. So that early, it's gonna definitely benefit you in your life, Ronald Taylor. So happy for you to call in, bro. Yes, bro. Speak to the what's on your mind, Ronald?
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone. It's been great. Thanks, IP, for putting out content. I know it's quite late over there in the UK, so I wanted to say thank you for another instant classic.
Thank you very much for the kind words, Ronald Taylor. And thank you also for watching and for your support, Ronald. It's greatly appreciated, brother. Shout out to JM for the $2 super chat. He says, Mr. Stream, but I'll call in a bit. Yes, definitely call in, bro. I want to hear your thoughts on the stream topic and what's on your mind. This is a channel for brothers like you, and of course for brothers who need intel like this. So thank you very much for the super chat, JM. Anything else you want to speak about, Ronald, or you just want to give thanks?
Yeah, your content is really great, and I often find that it's not just like a one-time through type of thing. Like I can go back and watch the old videos, like in Prague with Theo, and in Brazil with Theo, and other episodes with other people like Tony Berry, and I can learn new things just from watching it a second time.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and that's what a classic is. A classic is something of high value where you can rewatch all the time. So I try to make sure that the videos I put out that you can rewatch it 10 times, 50 times, just so you get the intel goes to your head, because these streams they're 4 hours long, they're 5 hours long, they're 3 hours long, and you can't digest literally something in 3 hours. You got to break it down, watch over a few days, So which is why the streams are long, but also have quality as well. So it's not just long for the sake of it; it's quality and quantity. I appreciate the kind words, Ronald Taylor. Let me bring in JP Muscardi. How you doing, JP?
Hey IP, how you guys doing?
Doing good, brother. Your audio is looking, hearing very nice today compared to the other days.
Yeah, a whole lot better, man. I remember the day when we did that stream with JP Muscardi. I said, "Is this guy stuck in a tunnel somewhere?" I said, "What is going on?" I thought somebody had kidnapped you. I said, "I said,
You
what is
know,
going
with
on, man?"
living in Florida and those random thunderstorms that randomly will knock out your power, it sometimes it's a struggle.
I'm happy it's a lot more better this time. JP, what's on your mind, JP?
I'm a little mad because I missed most of the stream because I wanted to ask David if he knows about there's this thing I heard about in Colombia called uh like they have pre-construction real estate that you can invest in, whereas I heard that you can invest in like an apartment, and while they're making the building, and then I heard supposedly after the building is finished, that price that you buy it for, like the price shoots up like 3 or 4 times the amount that you paid for it. I wanted to see if he knew anything about it or if it's true or anything like that, but maybe next time if he's on the live stream I'll ask. But that's
Yeah,
something that
I'll get David back. David has a lot of knowledge and resources in real estate. And honestly, the stream he did yesterday, where he just told us, buy a property, let it out. It's as simple as that, and earn some passive income. That was very beneficial, especially for American brothers, because he's American, so his procedures and processes are more geared towards American brothers. So hopefully, American brothers who watch my channel took that intel on board. Anything else, JP Muscardi?
no, nothing. As I said, I missed most of the stream, but I just I had to call in and just so you know, I'm JM, so I don't want you to think it's like two different people.
Oh, JM.
Yeah, so like my YouTube, the way it's worked out is I accidentally separated my email and my YouTube. So I used my YouTube, the JM stuff, just to watch videos and whatnot, but that's the email that's attached to it is the JP Muscardi.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that, JP Muscardi /JM. I'll definitely be taking a note of that and assign that name to you, because I thought you were two different people. But thanks for
Yeah,
that, bro.
yeah,
I figured.
that's the best way to do it too, IP, because I understand what JP Muscardi is saying. Because in the live chat, I'm J Bones, but up here I'm J Bones the Legend. So I separate my email and the one to do, like, basically one profile to use for YouTube and the other profile as for your email address. So it's better
Yeah.
to actually, yeah, it's better to do it that way, because what happens too is that a lot of people go to different channels and they troll with other people's identity. So when you separate it, you're able to identify yourself much more quickly on someone else's channel.
Okay, a good point. Thanks for that, J Bones. Eric Handley, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, brother. How you fellas doing?
Not too bad, brother. Not too bad. Have you enjoyed the live stream today, Eric?
Yes, I have, man. First of all, IP, I just want to tell you I thank you for the intel that you have given us. I've been a follower of your channel maybe 2 years now, and
Oh.
I'm the guy that's regarding about the Honduran women.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling in, brother. Thank you. I know there's a lot to actually speak about Honduras women. So I think it may be best for us to set up a live stream in the near future if you're okay with that, Eric.
Oh yeah, of course. That's good.
So please reach out to me ASAP on IG, bro, ASAP, because I want to set up very quickly. You know, my schedule is becoming very full. People are reaching out IP. I want to speak about this on your channel. So but I want to prioritize you because Honduras women, they're hot. So
Oh yeah. No, not only are they hot, man, they're very there's something different. And Jay
Feminine,
Bones can
very
attest to
feminine,
that. They're very,
very,
very
very
feminine.
feminine. I had
Mm.
about, I had
Very
about maybe,
feminine.
I had two Honduran and one Nicaraguan when I was in high school, and I can definitely say the closest I was telling Eric in the chat, the closest I've ever been to getting married was my sophomore year before I met that Jewish chick. I almost married a Honduran woman actually.
Right.
That's what I was saying, IP. It's like this thing this thing is going to save us. It's going to save a lot of the brothers to let them know that hey, you have an abundance of options and you can go anywhere you want. You know,
Yep.
I never understood why, you know, it's that's why I really love you brothers over there IP in the UK because you guys are much more well-rounded. But here in the States, man, sometimes when you're trying to talk to some of these brothers, man, like, yo, get your passport. Man, I can't get my passport, dog. I don't even got my driver's license, man. I don't even, man, trust me. But you know something?
Oh.
It's cool. That's just more options for us. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Eric, jump on the stream, bro, and tell these brothers about the Hondurans, man. Because I tell you, feminine. That's the key. Feminine and some of the most juiciest bodies I've ever seen in my life.
Man.
My God.
Don't sleep. Don't
He's
sleep
not
on
he's not
Nicaraguans either. Don't sleep on Nicaraguans
man.
either. Go ahead.
I'm not. I'll tell you something, Miss International. I'm not really the Nicaraguans definitely, but the problem with Nicaraguan women, Miss International, a lot of them tend to be very greedy and materialistic. They're
That's
very,
True.
true. That's true.
yeah, they're
That's true.
very
True.
material. Trust me when I tell you, when it comes to the Latin girls, I know them from front to back. I know Argentinian. I dated Peruvian. I've dated Colombian. I've dated Ecuadorian. I know them from front to back. But when I tell you the
So do I.
Nicaraguan, yeah, the Nicaraguans, the problem with them, they will definitely show up. They some go hard women, but the problem with them, very greedy and very materialistic, incredibly
Mm.
materialistic. Yeah, but the Honduran, they're basically Honduran women are you love me, I love you, and they will go to the moon and back for you. That's pretty much
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, so
They
you
go
bro
above and beyond. I
above
just
it,
came back from
above and beyond.
Roatan, Honduras,
Oh,
2 weeks
dope,
ago, and man,
dope.
dude, like I had the time of my life. You know, it's those Honduran women, the type of femininity that they have out of all the Latin women I've dated is another level, guys.
Different
It's
level,
another,
different
it's
level,
a different level, guys.
Okay,
different
okay.
level.
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on, brothers. So the big question is right now, Eric Handley, are Honduras women checking for brothers?
Absolutely, no
My
question.
goodness. Thank the Lord.
Absolutely.
Thank the Lord.
Absolutely,
I
hands
see you have
down.
another YouTube personality on the live stream. I recognize him because I follow his channel.
Oh, okay, I'll bring him in. I'll bring him in a few minutes. But yeah,
Yeah.
Eric Handley. Thank you so much, brother, for reaching out regarding Honduras women. Let's set up that live stream. Maybe
Yes.
sometime next week or the week after regarding Honduras women. So you
Okay.
just go back from there. So we'll just call it what you need to know before traveling to Honduras for women there. And
Okay.
if you reach out to me on IG, you know you have my IG right and my Twitter, right?
Yeah, I got all that.
Please do it today, Eric, and we'll speak on the phone. Okay.
Okay, I got you.
Right. Put yourself on mute real quick, brother. Let me bring in Love Crossing Borders. How you doing, brother? You're on mute, brother.
Nice.
How you doing, bro?
Uh,
Mm.
I'm doing great. This is Andre from Love Crossing, from Andre and Andre's Love Crossing Borders. Great to be a part of your panel right now, your call-in panel. Great channel, first of all, brother. You're doing a great job. Very encouraging. I've been following you for a few months, and you've been around a lot longer. But I just come in from the gym, and I kind of caught your live stream, and I noticed the topic in regards to here in Colombia. And first thing I want to mention was when the gentleman a moment ago mentioned about real estate in Colombia, that you can purchase a condo or an apartment prior to the building being erected. That's true here in Colombia. You can actually do that. There are several buildings that are going up, and individuals are paying the price initially. So what they do is they have they build a small sample apartments. It may be 3 apartments, and those are just built to let you see and do a walkthrough of those apartments, while the actual building is being built. So you get a chance to choose which one you want to go into, what price, and then you can start making a down payment and making payments on it. So by the time the building is erected, it's just like he said, you may have paid $35,000 for that apartment, that 2-bedroom, 2-bath, vaulted ceilings and so forth. But at the end of the day, it may be worth 70 by the time it goes up, or maybe it's worth 100,000 by the time it goes up here in Colombia. Medellin does that a lot.
Fantastic, bro. Thank you for reaching out. Love Crossing Borders. Yes, bro. Please. So you said you've been watching my channel for a couple months now, which is fantastic, bro. I appreciate that. What's on your mind, brother?
Yeah, I've been watching. Yeah, I've been watching.
Well, carry on, bro. Carry on.
Definitely.
Carry on, bro.
Just letting you guys know that, like in my case, I've been living in Cali, Colombia for 4 years. I'm married here. I've been coming to Colombia off and on for about between Colombia, Panama, Mexico, Costa Rica, for about 6 years. Just about everybody that does Colombian YouTube kind of have followed our channel at one point in time or another. But basically, just like I said, I heard the brother mention about real estate, and he's absolutely correct in regards to how real estate is. The other thing about Colombia that a lot of guys have to realize, that every region of Colombia, when it comes to the women, completely different. Women in Cali are completely different. Women in Medellin, which are completely different from the women in the coffee region, which is Armenia, Manizales, Pareda, those areas. The almost what we would call the South. Those Southern girls they treat you like a king. You have the women that are Pacifico women, or the Atlantic Coast women, which are Choco area or the Cartagena area.
Ooh, okay,
they're completely different. So when guys talk to their constituents or their friends about coming to Colombia, they have to be let a guy know that each region of Colombia is completely different, how the women treat you. Not saying that one is better than the other, but at least you know that if you're not happy with the women in Medellin, you can always go to Cartagena. If you don't enjoy the women in Cartagena, or you like the business women, go to Bogota, because those women have their own money and they're in college and they're professional women, and they're the ones that take you out to dinner. So it depends on what you're looking for. So to define Colombia women under one umbrella is not possible.
Yeah, brother. I think we need to set up a live stream together if you're interested, brother, and we can definitely speak more about Colombian women. Would you be interested in doing that, brother?
Oh yeah,
let's get that done ASAP.
Oh,
You got some.
Yeah, man.
You got some dodgy connections. You got
my
some.
live streams are just as long as yours. So,
bro, you have some 1970 AOL internet connection. You keep jumping off. I can't even hear it.
Yeah, for real. Because it keeps going. I noticed it's going in and out. I thought it was just me.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be on here long anyway. I know, right? But I'm going to set it up.
All right, bro.
To the router instead of to this Wi-Fi, because somehow it's messing up. But
reach out to me on IG.
That's what I'll do.
Or Twitter, and then let's set up a live stream.
All right, guys. You have a great evening.
All right, take it easy, brother. Yeah,
cool.
It's gonna be a classic live stream. The stream we do together, bro. I can tell it's gonna be a classic. Thank you for that, bro. Okay. So what was I going to do? Yeah, I can't wait. Okay, so Honduras stream that's coming up very soon.
All
Love,
these women is
hold up, bro. Love Crossing Borders coming up soon. Swedish Women as well is coming up soon. I shouldn't have told you brothers that. That's coming up very soon. And there's one more as well that I won't tell brothers yet. But I'm looking forward to the Ethiopian stream this week. But yeah, carry on, J Bones. I'll let you speak.
Yeah, I was gonna say, IP. All these women are confusing you.
Hey.
IP. I'm telling you, man. I'm happy that the brothers are here, and I'm the only thing I'm telling the brothers on the panel in the live chat. The biggest problem that you guys are gonna have, you understand what I'm saying? Because right now I'm off the market. You know, I got this little Jewish chick, and I'm beyond as happy as one could be. But I'm gonna tell you something. The biggest problem that you brothers are gonna have in the live chat and then on the panel is at some point in time, your biggest problem is going to be trying to pick which woman you want. That's going to be the biggest problem that you're going to run into. You know, that's going to be the biggest problem you're going to run into. You're going to have to decide between, is it Sweden? Is it Ethiopian? Is it Brazilian? Is it Japanese? Is it Costa Rican? Is it Colombian? That's the biggest problem that you guys are going to run into in the future. And if I might say, that sounds like a really great problem that you want to have. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yes. Abundance is a good thing. That's what I'm saying, especially when it comes
Yes,
to
sir.
women.
Exactly.
Shout out to Sean Camp for the $9.99 super chat. Thank you, Sean Camp, for that super chat. Quite hefty. Thank you, bro. IP, keep up the good work. I appreciate all your efforts, and I appreciate all the super chats you send through, Sean Camp, and everyone else that sends through super chat. Much appreciated, brothers. Thank you so much for the support. And I also see you on the panel as well, so I'm gonna add you in, Sean Camp. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on, IP? I'm just getting on the stream about 15 minutes ago. I was very busy tonight. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch most of the stream. Yeah, but the little bit I did hear, what Mr. International was saying, yeah, a lot of people sleep on Bogota. I actually like it there. Yeah, I think the thing is, like he says, kind of chilly and cold. So a lot of people, once they hear that, they're like, "Oh, I'm not going." So, but yeah, there's some beautiful women there. So, a lot of Venezuelans there too, if you into that also. So, just wanted to touch base on that. And Jay Bones, you funny, man, because they're like I dated two Honduran women before. Yeah, they got some little juicy bottoms on them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yes,
Real,
they do. Oh yes,
real
they do.
juicy.
Most
That's
real
hey,
juicy.
a lot of people never notice, but low key, Honduran women are built like sisters.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
They-
yeah. A
Yes,
lot of
they
them are
are.
built like sisters. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of them,
Oh,
they're
I
basically
know.
built like sisters.
I
Yeah,
know.
a lot of
yeah,
Honduran women are built like sisters.
there are a
Like,
lot of them down here in the DC area. So yeah, so
And
them
IP, they love
them
that. They
probably
love
some
that
of the
English
world.
accent too.
oh yeah, oh
They love that. They
they love
love
those
a
British
man with an
boys.
English act. They love them British boys in
They
Honduras.
love the
IP.
British boys. They love those British boys.
You
Yeah.
would go down there and kill IP, hands down.
Wait, so you're telling me? So are you speaking about American Honduras women, or actually women in
No,
Honduras themselves?
I'm talking about women in Honduras. That's
Damn.
actually in Honduras. They love a man with an English accent.
And why is that, bro? Why is that?
It's different. It's exotic. I mean, they love brothers in general, but it's something about an accent to them. It just drives them crazy, man. It really does.
Lord have mercy. Oh my goodness.
We gotta set that stream up, IP. I got a lot of intel.
IP, you can take that accent all around the world, man. So you'll be good with the accent all around the world, bro.
Yeah, he could, but in certain places it's more appreciated than others though.
Appreciate it, yeah. And yeah, and even up here, man, like the Honduran women even cool up here in the States.
They don't change. They're kind
Yeah.
of like Costa Rican. Yeah, when Honduran women when they move into the States, IP, they don't change. They don't start doing the Cardi B nonsense. They don't start turning into Megan Thee Stallion and stuff like that. A lot of them,
Yeah, the
yeah.
El Salvadorians tend to be the same way too. So yeah.
Salvadorians, the Costa Ricans, and definitely Honduran women, they don't change. And the reason why they don't change is because a lot of them from their culture, IP, they generally just love men. They're bred to love men, to basically appreciate men. They like having
Right.
men around. They just like having
Yeah.
men around. Like it's a thing with them. Yeah.
Right. Right.
I've got
And
a super
it's
chat
so
here,
many
bro.
different flavors down there too. It's a lot. It's a
Oh
big
yeah,
African
yeah,
presence down there too in Honduras.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. You can find, you're basically, that's why I was saying they kind of built like sisters IP. You can find light skin, dark skin, in between caramel. When I was in high school, the girl that I dated, she was more light skin brown. Like she was more like
Yeah.
she looked like the first one I dated, she looked a little bit like Taisha. She looked more like
Mm.
Taisha's color, yeah. And then the other one, she was more like I would say she looked more like a Beyonce color, like light brown. And I just
Yeah, that's how the two
it's
was I
just
had. They was like a
yeah,
light brown. Yeah,
it's too much to, when it comes to the Honduran thing. IP, it's just there's too much to pick out of. They sometimes it's
It
like
is.
yeah, it's too much to pick out of. Sometimes you might go crazy. They're
You will.
different. They're very much different. They're very very much different.
Let me
Dude,
read
I
this super
almost
chat.
cried. I almost cried on the flight back home. No lie, it was hard. It was hard to come back.
Hold on, brothers. So, shout out to subscribe at Love Crossing Borders. Dude had to plug his channel. Yeah, I respect that hustle, man. So he says for the 40,000, I think that's Colombian dollars. Okay, he said that's so true. There are so many great women outside of the states choosing as a channel. I see you, bro, with your foreign chick to the left of you, bro. Let's get that live stream popping, bro. And let's get your girlfriend on our live stream too, or your wife, bro. And let's show brothers, there's more to Keisha from the block. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna get too harsh here, but Keisha is not the end all be all. The brother right here is smiling, teeth is white.
Oh
He
yeah,
looks
no.
oh
young,
yeah,
he looks
yeah. I
fresh.
seen
I
that
see.
guy.
I watch his
I
channel,
seen
and
him.
his
Yeah,
wife, she's uber feminine. Like they are in love. Like I always see a big smile on his face whenever they're talking
yeah.
about each other and everything. Like he loves her like OD, and she loves him hard too.
Yeah, don't worry. But I'll get both of them on the channel very soon, and then we're gonna have another classic live stream. We're gonna get both of them to break down Colombia. Ah, I can't wait for that.
Hey,
But right now,
hey.
brothers, I'll tell you this, man. Because the Costa Rican stream we did last week, man, based on what I see from Catherine and particularly Taisha, Costa Rica is just looking. That's the one for me right there, brothers. Costa Rican woman.
I
Taisha, oh my god.
definitely I told you I was telling you IP, I'm like, yo, I know you brothers are definitely on the Japanese thing. I know a lot of the brothers love the Japanese thing, but in my experience, if we get some of the brothers down there to Costa Rica, I think this whole thing would just completely end. I don't think there
Mm.
might be any other trips going to Colombia or DR or Sweden or Japan, because when you guys get to Costa Rica, the best thing about Costa Rica is that you're getting everything put together. A beautiful woman, very intelligent. The last thing I want is a woman that I have to drag around and teach how to do certain things. And when you're around Costa Rican women, they're very go hard people. Their women are very go hard. Here in America, you can find Costa Rican women who are nurses. You can find some are scientists. You can find some are engineers. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like there's an abundance of them at the same time. So you know, shout out to I know. I think I saw somebody in the group on the Facebook group talking about planning a trip. If I were you boys, I think if we are going to plan a group trip, which at some point in time we can't just be sitting up here all day on this panel, we're going to have to
Mm.
plan a group trip. The first place that we're going is definitely Costa Rica. I was actually talking to Ronald Taylor. I don't know if I think Ronald dropped off, but I was talking to Ronald this afternoon and I was telling him, I don't know where you boys are, but if you're leaving from Theo's side, which is Texas, the ticket to get to Costa Rica is only $200. If you're
Oh
leaving
yeah,
from
it's dirt
Jersey,
cheap.
very cheap. If you're leaving from our side, which is the East Coast, which is Jersey
Yeah.
or New York, the ticket is only $150. So
Mm.
truth be told, hey, you boys ain't got no problems, man. Like the first group trip, it has to be Costa Rica. But the red flag is, I'm telling you boys right now, after Costa Rica, you probably might not go anywhere else. I'm just saying, bro. You probably might
But
not go anywhere
Honduras.
else.
But
But
Honduras.
Honduras, maybe
But
Honduras,
Honduras.
man.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah,
oh,
yeah. They
IP.
both.
Oh, IP,
Yeah.
I want to
I
say
forgot
something
to
real quick.
my bad. Hold on, Mr. International. IP, I forgot to tell you, bro. I was on a phone last night with
The Harvard brother.
No, Catherine. I was on the
Yeah.
phone with Catherine last night. We were talking for like 3 hours. She was telling me brothers got to get down to Panama.
Oh,
She's telling me, she said brothers got to get down to Panama. She said they checking for brothers heavy in Panama.
God
Hey,
damn.
and that covers my point, IP. I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you go on after this. Like I said this earlier, Panama is sought after as the South American Miami because they use the American dollar and the Panama Canal, so it's actually very in tune with America. So they call Panama the South American Miami. But I just want to say, Jay Bones, your point is very stellar, and Colombia might be a place where a lot of brothers just stop at and just live at. But there's just so many places that we're going to cover, and so many places that we already covered. There's so many uncovered gems that we're going to there's so many
Hmm.
covered gems that we're going to uncover on IP's channel. So let's not limit ourselves just to Colombia. As you can see, Honduras came out of nowhere, and Honduras is looking pretty good. So IP. I was thinking while the stream was going on, I predict that one day you're going to have a stream where it's going to be like top 10 feminine girls around the country after we learn a lot of experience. So I can see that coming. So yes, Honduras and Costa Rica are definitely trademarks. Japan is definitely trademark, but there's going to be so many more opportunities too. So let's keep our minds open too.
Thanks for that, Miss International.
Can
Jay
I say
Bones.
something real quick, IP?
Hold on, brother. Conrad Grant, who's the troll in there? Name the troll, and I'll ban that troll. Go on, Eric. But hold on, Eric. J Bone, speak on that Panama stuff after Eric. But carry on, Eric. Go on, bro.
Yeah, fellas. I just want to say something I think is very important. I just feel like at this point, I feel like brothers that's not on board with this whole passport movement, they just gotta be left behind, fellas. I mean,
Exactly, exactly.
me myself, I've tried to convince so many brothers of things that's different outside of the US, but they just refuse to come on board. It's like they just so stuck in the matrix where they're going to be stuck in the matrix, and it's just nothing. It's no amount of convincing is going to change their mind. So at
And
this
I
point, it's like, yeah, go ahead, bro.
no, I just man, Eric, you hit the nail on the head, man. I'm sorry I had to jump in, but I was the same way. I was trying to say brothers because I really want to see dudes happy, but it's like,
Right.
nah, man, I'm good. Like I don't feel like doing that, or like Jay Bones was saying, man, some guys they don't have a license, or or they got some charges on them, felonies. They
Right.
can't do anything, and it's just
They
like,
really
yeah,
can. I try to,
yeah.
Sean, a couple of years back, man, I tried to take some brothers to Toronto with me just to look at the scenery, and it's like, yo, I'm glad they didn't waste my time because it was like, yo, I was telling brothers, I'm like, yo, make sure you guys got your passport. It was like, well,
Yeah.
I ain't got my passport because what had happened was that day when when I robbed that gas station. What happened? I said, "Oh God, here we go." Here, because
Yeah,
I counsel young black men when I first left Notre Dame. I used to counsel a lot of young brothers, and I started to notice. I'm like, "Yo, I can't take these guys anywhere because all of them are damn near criminals. They all have criminal, like they all have some sort of a charges. I was talking to a brother before, and I'm like, "Hey, um, how can you talk to your parole officer? Can you talk to the probation officer?" Man, he said something about that day when the police started shooting and I was shooting back at them. I said,
Wow.
"Oh," I said, something, just
yeah.
forget that. You can't, Sean, you can't take people at anywhere. It's some
I
people that
know.
you just
That's what
can't
I'm
take them.
saying.
And that's something
Yeah,
that's completely fine. Not everybody has to. I've always said this: if you're here and you're part of IP's group, you're completely different. You're a different
Right.
type
exactly.
of. You are a different type of black man if you're here and you're part of IP's group. You're not walking around with your pants below your waist. You're not twisting your fingers talking about gang signs. You're not, embracing Keisha. You're not embracing nonsense. You understand what I'm saying? Like I was talking to IP. I was talking to the young brother Ronald Taylor this afternoon. He's trying to figure out. He called me and we were on the phone for about 2 hours. He's trying to figure out which Ivy League school he's going to be going to. So I'm trying to
Mm.
help. Yeah, I'm trying to help him if it's going to be Princeton, Notre Dame, or Columbia. I'm trying to help him with that. If you're here and you're part of IP's group, you are a different black male. You're not some thug. You're not some backwards type of mentality, brother. You're not part of that nonsense. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm
Some guys
saying?
just love that. Some guys just love that drama. It's
Yeah,
some guys they
yeah,
love the ambience of the drama
yeah.
in the
Because
West.
because they grew up with their mamas. Because they grew up with their mamas. Most of those dudes, they grew up with their mamas. They only know they operate as a female because they grew up with females in a family. You understand what I'm
Right, but
saying?
let me
But
tell you something. I grew up with my mom, a single parent home, dysfunctional with three younger female siblings, and I still had the mindset that the world is bigger than the United
it's
States.
bigger,
Mm.
definitely bigger. The most important thing, IP, what I see about the traveling thing, I've traveled a lot, even back in the 90s when I used to travel all the time with my parents. What I really noticed, IP, is that I want brothers to understand that I'm gonna tell you something. Eric said that when he was leaving Honduras, he was sitting on a plane crying. That's how I felt when back in the day when I was leaving Czech Republic to come back here. That's how I felt because the idea for it is that you have to learn to adopt happiness within your life. Black men
Right.
have to learn how to be happy. You have to learn. The first time I met IP was like, "Yo, nice to meet you. This is your first time on the channel." I was talking to IP when I was in Istanbul. Sometimes I will hop on a plane, go to Turkey, stay in Turkey for about 4 or 5 days just to think about myself. Just to think about myself. I don't need anybody to tell me to, drop a $350 and round trip ticket and come right back. Just go somewhere and think about yourself. Just relax yourself, bro. Because we got too much pressure on us as black men. So why not think about yourself? You should be the most greediest person on the planet as a black male. You should be the
Right.
greediest,
Mm-hmm.
selfish person because
Yeah.
the world is built to basically do what? Terrorize you as a black male. You should be
True.
thinking
Right.
about yourself 100% all day, every day, twice on Sundays. All day, every day, twice on Sundays. You should be thinking about yourself as a black male. Be the most greediest, selfish person on planet Earth because why? Society is built to basically be on our necks all the damn time. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying
And
with
Mm.
I,
that?
I and I live in one of the most racist states in the United States. I'm from Alabama.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's
so
it's
you
it's
really went
yeah,
there.
this
Yeah,
the
yeah. You
so
live, you
seeing that
live, you live.
experience really changed my life. And that was my first
Yeah.
trip overseas
What
and it really
the
changed my life.
damn? All right.
Is there some background noise or something like that?
That was Sean Camp, but I've muted him.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay.
Jay Bones. I need you to speak more about the Panama. What the? Whose background noise? Sean Camp. You got me in a background noise. You need to pause me on YouTube. Um, yeah, Sean Camp. Put yourself on mute. Sean Camp. It's coming out from you. Yeah, Jay Bones. What was I going to say? Speak more about your conversation with Catherine regarding Panama. I might have to
Yeah,
Catherine back on my channel to speak on that, but I want to hear
yeah,
it from you
yeah.
first, bro.
Yeah, IP, drag her back here as soon as possible because here's what's happening. A lot of those women that live there in Central America, they island hop. So they're going into different islands and they're traveling a lot. And Catherine is Costa Rican, but her family is majority Caribbean Jamaican. So they're kind of like second gen, but they kind of grew up around, they have family all over the islands. I was on the phone with her for about 3 hours, and she was telling me, about different places, and we started talking about Panama because we got some Panama. There's a relationship. There's a strange. If you're from the East Coast, maybe Mr. International can chime in. Maybe he knows about this, but if you're from the East Coast, a lot of Jamaicans date Panamanian women. There's a great relationship between Panamanian women and Jamaican black men. So she was telling me that Panama is widely open. And I'm not surprised. A lot of the Panamanian girls, they love brothers. They love black men. They are overly obsessed with black men. They are very enthusiastic. They're very and Mr. International was saying that Panama is basically known as the Miami of Latin America. That's true. They do is party over there. They party, they have a great time. You will literally, when you go to Panama, you will see some of the police officers, like the female police officers. They are some of the most beautiful police officers that you will ever see in your life, and they'll be dancing literally in the streets, and all shades, all color. That's the one thing about Panama. If you're looking for all shades, all color, Panama is basically all shades, all color. That's the only Central American country that confirmation for all shades, all color. I'm talking light skin, caramel, mocha caramel
Purple.
chocolate, purple, everything put together, every damn thing put together over there in Panama. So we might have, you're trust me, IP, when I say this, you're going to be busy. I'm going to keep my mouth shut, IP, but you're gonna be busy. You got a whole lot of work to do. It's a whole lot that we haven't even covered. We haven't covered Marvel. We haven't covered other countries. We haven't covered more of the business topics. So yeah, we got a lot to cover, brothers. We got a lot of work to do.
And let me chime in on Jay Bones' joint because he told me to chime in. Yeah, Panama and Belize they definitely date the Jamaicans. The Jamaicans, Panama and Belize, they have like this like connection because they're like so close to each other, and they're definitely, if I would say, even though they're already in the West, and they are actually a little bit of westernized in a sense. And like J Bone said, yeah, they party a lot, but also they call it the South American Miami because um it's like Miami, the look and all that, and the city is definitely high tech. Like some of these cities we talk about, their skyscraper and the skylines are just like absolutely ridiculous, man. And the reason why they call it Miami because it has the same aesthetics of Miami without the ratchet crowds and the city girls and all that. So yes, Jamaica. So yeah, so Panama, Belize, which we're not gonna talk about. That's a hidden gem. Somebody will probably chime in on Belize one of these days. And Jamaica are like pretty. They are like intertwined with each other.
This is great intelligence here, brothers. Yes. Yeah, I need to reach out to Catherine regarding Panama and a few others regarding all these other Latin America countries that we haven't really touched, even Asia as well, like Cambodia, Kazakhstan. I'm hearing that brothers do well in these countries as well.
Yeah, we haven't touched on what's his name yet. IPs. We got to get somebody. I saw a brother. He was on your platform one time. He was talking about Vietnam. Vietnam is definitely something that brothers might want to check out too, because a lot of those Vietnamese chicks, they're very feminine, and a lot of them are incredibly smart. The ones that live around the Massachusetts, more of like Jersey areas. I know a lot of them live in Rhode Island. They're very intelligent girls. So, like I said, the biggest problem, IP, I'm happy for you boys, man. I'm happy for all my brothers. I pray for you guys all to always succeed, man, because that's one thing I would never do. I would never try to engage in some sort of a behavior to kind of stunt other black man's growth. I'll tell you one thing, brothers, like I said, the biggest problems you are going to face, the biggest problems, especially with this passport movement, the biggest problems you brothers are going to face is basically trying to decide what women you want.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
Facts.
yo, that
Facts.
Cambodian, yeah, IP. I know. I'm really going to stop after this. You know me. I just gotta just shout the info. Cambodians, man. My cousin used to date Cambodian, and where I'm from, look up Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's actually one of the most diverse places in like America, man. And listen, Cambodians, whoo, they're smoking. Vietnamese. Whoo, they're smoking again. I say both the same ways because, and the one thing that's beneficial for us about those two places in particular, man, the American dollar stretches. It
Mm-hmm.
stretches like Colombia, man. It super stretches, man. So you make a
Yeah.
lot of money. Your money goes a long way, and you're already a high value man when you touch down. So yeah, Cambodian women and Vietnamese women, come on, man, they're like off the charts. IP.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
God.
we got a lot of work, IP, man. You got a lot of work ahead of you, IP. Trust me,
Mm.
you got a lot of work ahead of you. I remember, IP. Let me tell you something. I want to say something real quick. I remember one of your first interviews that I first saw, and there was a brother. I think his name is El Skelector or something like that. I'm not sure, but he was
El
the
Selector. Yes, I remember him.
Escalator, yeah. He was the older gentleman. I think he lived in Tulsa, and he said something very interesting. He said the best part about him traveling into Brazil all the time is that his blood pressure would drop. And I remember when he said that, he said the reason for is that when he gets to an environment like Brazil, basically he becomes much more happy. The goal of it, the situation is like, yo, it has to be a happy concept. You boys have to learn to adopt the idea that it's damn near illegal in society for black males to be happy. Like it's damn
Mm.
near illegal. Yeah, so you boys, like I said, the biggest problem you boys are going to run into, the biggest problem you boys are going to run into in the next couple of years is deciding which one you want. Is it going to be Swedish? Is it going to be Switzerland? Is it going to be Ethiopian? Is it going to be Japanese? Is it going to be Thai? Is it going to be Spain? Is it going to be Costa Rican, Honduran, Panamanian, Colombian, Puerto Rican? Which one do you want? That's what's going to be your biggest problem. And that's definitely a problem that you want to have. That's the
Yeah.
biggest problem. Yeah, that's a problem you want to have.
Brothers, get the likes up, brothers. This is free game here. You know, like I said, this kind of intel is something only the government would know. You know, so brothers, get the likes up, brothers, and send through more super chats to support the movement. It's 4 a.m. over here. You know, I've got my own priorities as well, but of course, I care about the channel, helping out other brothers. So super chats, likes, please support the movement. It's much appreciated. That means you are actually validating my hard work, me networking with people, reaching out to people, come on my channel, blah blah blah. It's a lot of hard work, brothers, especially on my side. Technical issues. I've got to have my microphone ready, all that stuff. So, brothers, please super chat and like the video. This is great, great live stream so far. This is just fantastic. I can't wait to see what the future holds for every brother in this panel and in this live stream. Eric, reach out to me on IG. I will stay on for 10 more minutes so we can continue discussing. Anyone who wants to call in right now. I've got 10 more minutes before I end the stream. What's this here in the live stream chat? No, that's fine. Is Red All Day Bone a troll, brothers? Because he's been just saying some random stuff in the live stream chat. Is he a
I
troll,
think
brothers?
we gotta give him some knowledge, IP. I think he might be a troll. He's asking us about financial things. He might be just like some 16-year-old American kid. So we definitely gotta school him.
Maybe have you seen him before? IP,
I've not
is
seen
he
him
new here?
before. No, I've
Okay,
not seen him before.
maybe he's just new to the channel, and maybe he should call up, just introduce himself or something like
Yeah,
that.
Red All Day Bone, call in. Let's speak to you, brother, and just see what you do. I don't answer questions. If you want us to answer your questions, you have to super chat the questions, or you call in for anyone to answer your questions, bro. That's how it goes in my channel. Yeah, let's carry on. Yeah, so the streams this week, crypto, don't miss that. The Ethiopian stream, definitely do not miss that, because I know a lot of brothers want feminine black chicks, and I got that for you, brothers. But shout out to Show Shadow Crypto podcast for the $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. The Latinas versus Asian girls live discussion needs to happen in one of these future live streams. Absolutely. I'll get Jay Bones in that as well, because he's very well versed with the Latinas, and I'll get Theo WAF as well to side with the Asian girls, and we'll just go back and forth. That's going to be a classic.
Yeah, that was meant to happen, IP. That's definitely meant to happen. You know why? The reason why that's meant to happen is because I'm very honest with it. A lot of the brothers are not that picky, but I'm very picky. I stay with the Latin side because I like enthusiastic girls. I don't really like reserved girls too much because the Asians used to be reserved. But trust me, I'm team Latino all the way. Like that's
Yeah.
what I'm. Yeah,
Yes, Latinas all day long.
I'm convinced. I know some of the brothers be getting real excited about the Asian chicks because a lot of y'all watch that manga and the anime stuff.
Anime.
But trust me when I tell you, the Latina thing. I'm convinced that if you boys get any Latina experience, there will be no Asian situations going on. Trust me when I tell you that.
Nah,
I'm Team
nah,
Latino too. I'm
nah.
Team
I'm
Latino
telling you.
too, but I
I'm
got the
telling you, bro.
Asian. I got the Asian fever though. I haven't had an Asian girl yet. I'm Team Latina. I done dated Colombian girls, Dominican girl, all that type of stuff. But I don't know. It's gonna be hard, man. After we start giving all this information, it's gonna be hard to pick, man. But there's both beautiful women on both sides.
I'm gonna drop something on you, and we haven't even covered yet. If we ever have a live stream about Uruguayan women, yeah, I'm your guy.
Oh.
yeah.
That's the place I wanted to go too.
That's what I'm telling you right now, boys. Like what I'm telling. That's why I said, like IP. I'm saying when this thing pops off, the biggest problem you boys are gonna have is trying to pick what is. Argentinian, Uruguayan, Brazilian, Ecuadorian, and we haven't even covered whenever we cover more of Colombia, we're going to have to add on to Venezuela because because of the war and all the controversy going on in Venezuela. I was actually in Venezuela not too long ago. I had to go there for work. That was like probably 6 or 7 months back. Most Venezuelans have now moved into Colombia, and trust me when I tell you, we're going to have to cover Venezuela. We're going to have to cover those. That is going to be another option for you brothers. Trust me when I say. But I'm Team Latina all day. Ecuador. You guys even haven't brushed up on Uruguayan yet. You haven't even brushed up on Uruguayan yet. Trust me when I tell you. So you boys better get ready for that. Trust me when I tell you.
I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to that, Jay Bones. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. Shout out to Comrade Grant for the $2 super chat. It says international passport. Jay Bones dropping mad intel. Yes, indeed. We're definitely gonna have that Asian girls versus Latina girls stream with Theo and Tony Berry against Jay Bones and Mr. International. I can't wait for that. I've got a super chat here from subscribe at love crossing borders. COP $40,000. That's Colombian dollars. Thank you very much, brother. Just spoke with my wife. We both look forward to a live stream with you, IP. We'll live in DR for a month, but can we stream from there? Oh, okay. Keep up the good works. Okay, you want to stream from DR? So you want to do the stream a month away? That's fine with me, brother. That's fine with me. Reach out to me on IG, and I'll definitely put a date for you on my calendar, and we'll have that stream, brother. I can't wait for it. Shout out to subscribe at Love Crossing Borders. That's a brother right there. Thank you, bro, for reaching out. Let me bring in John Q. John Q. Hope he's not a troll, but what's John Q? Hey, John Q. Oh, John Q, you have me in your background. You have that was Jay Bones. You need to mute the YouTube channel, John Q, and start speaking. John Q. John Q. Are you there, brother? How you doing, bro?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. I can hear my. Turn me off on your background.
Yeah, I just turned you off.
Okay, how you doing, brother? You okay?
Oh, hanging in there. Can you? Can you
Okay,
hear me?
brother. I can hear you loud and clear, brother. Are you a new viewer to my channel?
Yes. I was just catching you out there, man, and I was really encouraged, kind of by what I was seeing and everything. Really had an interesting question. I was super excited and everything, and then I had put my question up there, and then you guys kind of blasted it like it was a troll, and then I heard all this talk about positive black men coming together and everything like that, and then you guys totally just bag on my legitimate question, bro. So it was kind of
What question is that? Okay, I'm gonna put you on mute. You don't talk over me. All right. On my channel, we wait until someone finishes first. All right. I asked you what question was that. You start going off. I'm going to unmute you. You tell me what question that is. Answer it loud and clear. If I banned you by accident, I will admit to my mistake. I'm not an arrogant person. All right. I'm going to unmute you, John Q. What question was that?
right. So the question was, Kenya has a statute that pretty much allows all men to have as many women as you like. You can have as many wives as you can. There, I was trying to see, have you guys in your journey, have you guys came across any other place that's like that actually allows polygamy? And have you met
Okay.
nation?
My bad,
Yeah, you met a
John
nation
Q. IP, this was the guy in the chat when he was asking about the polygamy question. He's not trolling. He was just asking a question.
Yeah, and if I banned you, I would admit my mistake there, John Q. Did I ban you?
Yeah.
Okay, I will unban you. I look for your username on the ban list, and I will unban you. See, I will admit if I'm wrong in something. But before we answer your question, brother, shout out to Casual Observer for the $2 Canadian super chat. Observing casually, stop reading my donation. Thank you for the donation, brother. Much appreciated for the super chat. Yeah, definitely. In many African countries, you're definitely allowed to marry more than one lady. That's for a fact. Not too sure in Latin America. In Europe, that's a big no. But Latin America, Eric Handley in Honduras, can you marry more than one wife in Honduras, Eric?
From what I've observed, no, they're not down with that.
Okay, it's gonna be Africa for you, dude.
That's actually hold on, IP. That's actually not true. You can do that in Honduras. You can only do it on the countryside. You can do it on the countryside. You just can't do it in the city side.
But why does John Q
Oh,
more?
okay.
John Q, why do you want more than one wife?
Um, you know what? I'm actually I've had just good experience dealing and helping with women, and I would love to form a family like that. You know, I get along great with women. They get along great with me. I've helped them out a lot. You know, I've done a lot of work for cities and done a lot of volunteering and helped a lot of abused women and women in shelters and stuff like that. As well as my brothers and getting them out of jail and stuff like that. So I'm a good people person and I love family and
Hmm.
I'm looking for that feminine. I want that feminine trait, but I want something to be stronger than the culture that is now. And sometimes it's overwhelming when it's just you and your girl, and you got all these forces that are just so against male female, the feminine role, the male role, the guy being a protector provider. They're so against the anti feminine energy. I
Hmm.
really want to kind of take it up to another notch. Just from historical background, we can kind of see different nations who did do that and try to
Hmm.
expand in that, and how how that failed after for them dealing with polygamy. And not too many nations have been able to do that, sustainable. So I was trying to see, what you guys' are experiences out there. You guys are getting out there with your passports and see if anybody has any luck with that. Is that just I don't think it's really
Yeah,
wishing on a star because, like I said, I have good
personally,
luck with women, but
uh,
I don't know as far as making a family like that if that's applicable or not.
I mean, IP, if you want, I can definitely answer that for you.
yeah, answer that. Yeah, you can go on, John. Go on, Jay.
Here's the thing, John Q, and it has to do with the brothers too. If you guys are here, I'm gonna let you boys in on a little secret. If you agree with me, yes. If you don't, we're all men here. What I've seen is that the brothers that I went to school with, and I've said this before, going to an Ivy League school, all the top men that I've ever been around, they technically don't. They technically have two wives, one who's on paper and who's not on paper. At some point, to tell you boys the truth, all of the high value men have a wife and then they have side chicks. So as far as this whole thing with marrying two wives, I don't know about marrying two wives, but most of the time, if you boys really start making that real good money and you find yourself a really lovely wife or someone to settle down with, all the top guys usually have side chicks. So you will have a wife, and then most of the time you will still have a side chick. You'll pick out a girl that most of the time you'll have as a side chick. I know a brother that actually works for Goldman and Sachs. I went to Notre Dame with him. He's married to a woman from Colombia, but he has a side chick in Costa Rica, and he sees her from pretty much from time to time. So as far as the whole marrying two wives thing, it's not really happening like it used to. But I know that brothers that are, one day I pray that all the brothers become very successful. Some of you guys will end up having side chicks. I'm just saying, it's true.
For sure, for
All right.
IP,
sure.
can I say one last thing? I'll tell you, this is my last thing for
Yes. Oh, before you do that, John Q, I want ban you, so I admit my mistake there, John
Thank you.
Q. So you can now type on the live stream comments, but carry on, Mr. International. Yeah, Mr. International, go on, bro.
Well, I just wanted to come to your aid and say, John Q, thanks for coming in, and everything's a misunderstanding. IP was the real reason IP blocked you is because Comrade Grant is like the most loyal subscriber. So you go and tip for tap with Comrade Grant, it could cause a little turbulence, but it's all good, and the understanding is straightened. So John Q, just keep coming through for the info, and us brothers are building together. That's why IP is man enough to learn from his mistakes, and this is gonna be great. And Montenegro, the capital of Uruguay, I was really looking at Montenegro. Uruguay is very laid back, and that's commenting to J Bone because I don't want to get off of that topic because this live stream is a classic, man. And Uruguay is like there's Paraguay and there's Uruguay. Paraguayans are the weirdos, I heard, but the Uruguay is a coastal country, and man, it's bright. So John Q, thanks for coming in. This is positive stream, and this is the better all of us. So Comrade Grant is a longtime subscriber, and that's the only reason why that actually happened. You know, he was going to go and address you before that, but there was so many people talking to the stream, so he just did an action. So you're welcome here anytime, man, and thanks for coming in.
All right, thanks for that, Miss International. Sean Camp, you said you've been to Cambodia. Sean Camp, please reach out to me on IG or Twitter, and let's speak about your Cambodian trip in detail, and maybe perhaps set up a live stream regarding your experiences in Cambodia. Please, brother, reach out to me. That would be fantastic, brother. Shout out to Niyi Jato for the £2 super chat. Niyi Jato is a UK brother. Call in, my fellow UK brother. It'll be great to hear another UK brother's voice, but thank you so much for the super chat. John Q, is that all your questions? Yeah, you good, bro?
Yes, that's pretty much the question, and the last one, the end of it. If anybody can chime in with any type of wisdom, I really like establishing and building businesses internationally, and I want to do that. I know you could do that in partnership, ventures, and stuff like that. I know we're all trying to come together and make this a solid culture and a solid movement. And I think we can all add together on our business fronts. I just, man, I don't want to have the side chick approach to wanting to actually build a wholesome family. I don't want to have. I don't like lying to my. I never had the need to lie, and I never had any woman that I was going to deal with had a problem with having extra women. Do you guys know if any of those other nations it's just taboo to have two women? Is it just taboo to
It's not.
have that type of
It's not
lifestyle? 'Cause I
lying.
don't have that
It's
much
it's
international.
not. It's not lying, John Q. Listen to me carefully. I grew up back home in Africa. I'm a Ghanaian Ashanti. My mom is a third wife. It's not lying. You're a man. I need to explain that
Yeah.
to you, but you're a man. Yeah. In Japanese culture, all high value Japanese men have wives and they have side chicks, and those side chicks actually know that they're side chicks, because yeah, they know that they're side chicks because here's the thing. Most likely, it sounds like a really harsh truth. Most women will go their whole life without ever being married, and they would rather have some level of comfort knowing that a man, might help them
Facts.
in a
Oh yeah,
situation.
facts. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's not lying. You're a man. I mean, even in biblical times, Moses had concubines, and God told him to have concubines. But my mom was a third
David,
wife back home.
Solomon, all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All high value men will eventually. I mean, if you brothers choose to, I'm not here to promote that, but if you brothers choose to have, if you brothers choose, I don't have a problem. Like my girlfriend, she's Jewish. I don't tell her that I have a side chick, but as a Ghanaian male, an Ashanti male, I'm required to actually have a side chick because
So you have
my
one. You have one,
yeah.
J-Bond, yeah?
Yeah, I do have a side chick. She's actually from Uruguay, actually. I have a Uruguayan side chick. Yeah, that's what I was telling you brothers before. Yeah, it's a
Shout out to
normal thing.
J-Bones, man. Shout out
Yeah,
to
it's a normal thing.
J-Bones, man.
I'll tell you something. You'd be very surprised. If you're Nigerian, most of the Nigerian brothers here who are high value males between New York and Jersey, all of them have side chicks. Pretty much every high
Especially
value
Muslim. Yeah.
Nigerian brother, especially if they're Muslims, they all have side chicks. I know some brothers from Senegal, they have side chicks, not just here, but even back in France, that they basically fly back and forth to meet with. So if you guys start getting into that real time when the money's really pushing in and you're really making that type of money, you will eventually pick up a side chick. Like it's a normal thing, and John Q said, I don't want to lie. You're not lying. It's actually a very normal thing to have side chicks. It's a very normal thing. Just make
Yes.
sure you're not sharing
the
your.
word
All
side
right,
chick though, in
JQ,
West.
JQ, I'm gonna have to cut this conversation, but I think he's asked you a question there, J Bones. But calling this
Yeah.
one, brother, and we'll speak about it further. Okay, bro. Let me run through the new callers, and I'm gonna end the stream with everyone saying their last statement. Okay. Thank you very much, JQ. I've unbanned you, brother, so you can type again in the live stream chat. And of course, bro, welcome aboard to the International Passport Movement. Reach out to me on IG or Twitter, and I'll speak to you directly. Okay, brother. Okay. All right.
For sure,
Thanks for that,
we'll do
JQ.
this more in life and stuff. Thank you guys, bro.
All right, bro. I see that Speed Racer ABI you have, so I know you're an anime dude, so we'll definitely get along. All right, thanks for that, bro. Let me bring in Red All Day Bone. How you doing, brother?
Hey, doing well, Mr. IP. Thank you for letting me in, man.
No
Appreciate
problem,
all
brother.
you do.
Thank you, brother. Are you a new viewer to the
Yeah.
channel?
Yeah, it's my
Are
first
you
time
new?
calling in. Yeah, new to the channel. And
When did you find my channel?
did my let's see. I've been listening to you, I say maybe a year,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
probably. Yeah. Checked out, all I saw the Canada video, Vancouver,
Mm-hmm.
The Europe, uh yeah, I've been to Colombia, and you've actually inspired me, to make my first trip to Medellin, and it was great. It was life changing. I
Mm-hmm.
just want to be able to do it more often. So that was
Mm-hmm.
like before COVID, and I basically went down there by myself. I bought a ticket. I went down there for 11, I think it was 11 nights. I stayed in a little cheap Airbnb. Um, I don't know if you guys like familiar with Medellin, but like right in the center of the city, like off of Calle 53, right in that little like turn in the road.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great. I mean, the room wasn't the best, but I could like walk to the action. I won't go into detail, but
Yeah. Do you have
it's
any
like
questions at all?
it was great. I just want to be able to. Oh yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I just wanted to. I know this is not something that you probably can't like answer in one setting, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, can you like point me in the right direction, like as to how I can travel more? I can get my money up to where I can, maybe start like
Mm-hmm.
taking 2 trips a year, one trip like that a year.
Perfect question. Perfect
Yeah.
question.
I can. So basically, there's ways for you to make money. So shout out to Tony Berry for this point. Don't have a job, have a career. A job is something where you work in McDonald's, but you can make a lot of money in McDonald's, but ideally you want a career. So a career, something in IT, finance, healthcare, law, medicine, things that pay very high, try and get into those kind of careers. If that's not for you, brother, do some trade work. Miss International is a brother who does trades. So if you join the Facebook group, you can actually speak to Miss International directly regarding what trade he does. But trades also make a lot of money. Plumbing, electrician, etc., carpentry, all in high demand. I was reading up on that yesterday as well after the stream where Miss International and Jay Bones dropped some good intel. So yeah, trades also a good place to make money. Real estate, I've dropped a couple real estate streams in the last 2 weeks. That's also a good place to make money, especially passive income. So you buy a property, you rent out each room for like $500 per room. That's 2,000. So if you have 4 rooms, that's $2,000 per month. And once you pay off the mortgage, you're earning $1,000 extra plus your job you work as well. That's one way to make money. Stocks,
Okay.
another way to make money as well. I would say buy Tesla stock. It's not too late to buy Tesla stock. I predict that Tesla will be $5,000 per share by 2025. So getting early. Last but not least, crypto. Definitely crypto. I'm seeing a lot of black men become millionaires over crypto overnight. So I have a crypto stream coming up later this week. So I'd love for you to chime in and contribute to that discussion, brother. And of course, we will be telling you how to invest in crypto and what crypto to buy. So once you get in early, so this is the month in September. By December, by January, you should make a couple $1,000 in crypto. It's going to continually get bigger and bigger. Stocks as well. The market's looking good. Index funds, individual stocks, and that's how you make money, brother. So in my channel, I will be doing a lot more financial stuff as well, and everyone can chime in. So hopefully that answers your question,
Okay.
Red All Day
Yeah.
Bone.
Hey,
Mhm.
thank you, Mr. IP. I'll definitely join that Facebook group and join that group there. I appreciate that.
Definitely. Thank you for that, brother.
Thank
Shout out
you.
to subscribe at Love Crossing Borders for the 10,000 Colombian dollars. I don't know if it's dollars, but I'll try my best. only 20% of Colombian women are married. Oh, that's quite low. My wife is a business accountant here. All her high value male clients have side chicks. Oh, there you go.
Told
That
you.
answers your question,
Yep,
John
told
Q.
you. Exactly.
Okay,
Every high value male has side chicks. It's just a normal thing. Even in America, IP, even rich women are side chicks themselves.
damn.
So, yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, brothers, I'm going to end the stream right now. I'll go through the panel one by one for one last quick point, starting with Mr. International. What would you like to say last, bro?
Yeah, I would just like to say, Red All Day Bone, definitely heed IP's advice about the crypto and about trades and about real estate. That's how you travel, man. IP has a few videos about that. Even the one yesterday will help you out a whole bunch. And I just also want to say thanks IP for the time, another banger. And from all these stuff that we've been talking about today, I can tell that the lineup just gonna get crazier and crazier each week, and it's just going up from here. IP, you know, the progression is astronomical, man. It just keeps growing. Like I said, from Poland streams to Portugal, and way back then, IP, from you showing us how to dress. See, people don't know about that. The videos about
Oh, yeah.
teaching people how to dress. I brought that up. The one time the guy said, "Yo, is IP even real?" The girl's like, "Yo, show your face." I'll tell you this, you guys, this right now. IP is a real person. He is. This guy is. He's like 6 foot, man. He's just like us, bro. So he is a real guy, man. And all I gotta say is your stream just keeps going up, man. And it's great to be here. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm always support, man. And thanks for everybody that's supporting.
Appreciate that, Mr. International. I remember that video. Yeah, I did on how to dress for brothers, and it's still on my channel. So if brothers want to know how to dress, I have 2 videos on knowing how to dress. I show my body, I show the clothes, and that should be kickstart for you brothers to how to dress like a real man and eloquently, and actually let people take you seriously. Well, what's
I'm
happened?
sorry. I'm sorry, IP. Some idiots posted. Remember that video that you did teaching brothers how to dress? Somebody
Yeah.
posted in the chat. When you posted that video, somebody had posted. I wonder if IP is a white person. I was like, what?
Show me.
I was like, what are you talking about? Yo, this brother, this is a brother talking. But you know what it is too? It's that American ignorance, IP, because it's like, the UK brothers, you guys sound so elegant that since you sound so elegant, automatically people just automatically think that the brothers are white. And I'm like, this dude is a black dude. You can't see him that he's with yo.
Where was that in the comments? Was that in the
It
comments?
was it was in the comments. I'm like, why would you think that IP was white? Like, oh man, yo, I can't.
He literally showed his skin.
He showed his skin. I'm like,
black.
yo. I was like, yo, Miss International, man, it's some real ignorant people out here, man. I swear.
Oh man, but going on to J Bones. J Bones, what's your closing statement?
Yeah, man, IP, I missed most of the stream. I gotta go back. I'm gonna try to see if I can go back tomorrow morning because I'm trying to get some sleep myself. I got a long trip to come back to Jersey, but shout out to you brothers, man. Miss International, shout out to Bane, shout out to Eric, and shout out to JP. Shout out to the usual suspects. Shout out to my brother Conrad Grant. Shout out to Theo. Shout out to Tony Barry. Shout out to the legends. Everybody that shows up all the time, man. Shout out to our usual, usual supporters to the channel, man. IP, you're a godsend. God bless you, brother. Like I say, I always pray for you, brothers, man. I root for any black male that is here with us because most likely you're part of you're part of the IP situation. You're part of the best, and if you're here with us, I always say it. You're special. You're one of us. You're a different type of black male, and I'm really glad that we got some new brothers coming in here. Like Red All Day Bane, shout out to him, or Red All Day Bone, my bad. But you know, we got a lot to think about, brothers. We got a lot to think about. I'm excited that you brothers are going to start exploring a lot more options because it's going to create a sense of happiness. I want to see my brothers happy. You understand what I'm saying? I want to see black men happy because you never know. You never know when God is going to push the button and call us to come, to come up. So while we're here, you brothers take advantage of being happy. Just try try to do the best you can. I have no problem purchasing a ticket and dropping off in Germany for a few days just to walk around and think about myself. I do that on an often basis. For somebody like myself working before I even started working at the UN, I used to do that all the time because, I had people in my family that would allow me to travel with them and get to see different places. So, shout out to the brothers, man. I hope you guys are practicing everything that you can to keep you happy, to bring happiness within your life as black men. And like I said before, we are the only group that should be practicing a greedy, selfish behavior because society plans everything to basically put us down as black men. I want you brothers to look out for yourself at any cost. I want you brothers to always look out for yourself. Always put yourself first under any circumstance. Any circumstance. Always put yourself first. Always put yourself first. And shout out to the brothers in the Facebook group. Hopefully, we really get this. I want to get this thing done. IP had a great discussion about this Asian versus Latino chicks thing. We got to get it done. But I'm telling you, boys, right now, trip that we're going to as a group will definitely be Costa Rica because the prices are much more fair. And I know brothers don't want to be sitting on a plane for damn near 10 hours trying to get to Japan. So let's go to Costa Rica first. At least 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of us. Let's just get it done. Much love to the brothers. IP, thank you so much, man. And I will catch IP. When's the stream on the crypto thing, bro?
So it should be on Sunday. This Sunday.
Hello.
It
I
should be
think I
this
cut off for a quick second. All right, I'm gonna see y'all.
This
I'm gonna
Sunday.
see you boys later. Sorry, IP. I think I'm having a little trouble with my phone, but I'm gonna see you boys later, man. Hopefully everybody's good, man. Shout out to you guys, man. Peace out.
All right, take it easy,
Thank
J
you.
Bones. Shout out to IBE for the $5 super chat. He says, thanks for the stream. Oh, thank you for super chatting, brother. Much appreciated. Brothers, feel free to send through some super chats. If you enjoy this live stream, this was free game. This is not chargeable. This is completely free intel. So if you want to support, I would appreciate the super chats. Much appreciated. And can we please get the likes up as well? That'd be great. Thank you very much, brothers. Let me go to Red All Day for his last closing statement.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate what the last gentleman said about looking after yourself. Putting yourself first. That really resonates with me. I'm trying to follow his creed on that one, and just continue to be inspired by you, Mr. IP. Yeah, that's all I got right there. Trying to get back to Colombia, Brazil, and I want to do the Asian countries. I've never been to any Asian country, so that's on my to-do list, on my bucket list. Thank
you
you
very
all.
much. Thank you,
Appreciate
brother. Much appreciated, brother. Eric Handley, do you have any last closing statements, brother?
Yeah, brother. I know J Bones is gone, but I want to shout out him for clarifying that and mix up far as the Honduran women on the countryside. The women I dealt with in Roatan, Honduras, they kind of wasn't with the polygamy whole thing. So shout out to him for clearing that up. Shout out to you too, IP. Man, what you do is greatly appreciated, man. I know it takes a lot of hard work, dedication, a lot of energy to put into your channel to do a great service for us brothers. We all, as black men, go through our own different trials and tribulations as black men in this world, no matter where you're from, the States, England, no matter where you're from. But I just want to keep encouraging brothers to, as long as you do right in this life, right will follow you. And I just appreciate platforms like this that gives black men hope that even though the world is against us, we still have hope for the future. And once again, I just want to thank all the people on the panel. Like I said, I've been a follower of yours for 2 years. I appreciate all the work and hard effort that you put into your channel to bring this positive, great message to brothers, and keep up the work. I look forward to the live stream for Honduras.
Thank you very much. Yeah, reach out to me ASAP, Eric Handley on IG, and we'll set that up. And Eric, I want to give you a special shout out because whenever I start my live streams, I always say shout out to my old subscribers. You are one of those people I'm talking about. You've been here for 2 years, literally since 2019, And I want to say thank you, brother, for subscribing, for watching my videos through that time. And I'm happy that I finally get to speak to you, even though it's 2 years later, bro. So all the best with you, bro. Take it easy, look after yourself. Health is wealth, and I hope you're taking it after yourself, brother. Thank you, bro.
Yes, yeah, appreciate that.
Shout out to Jay Bones for the $2 super chat. Jay Bones, another regular supporter, the legend himself, Jay Bones. Great job, IP. Thomas, okay, Thomas, Theo, Tony, Conrad, Mr. International. Okay, yeah, okay, that's a great panel for the. Are you referring to the Asian versus Latina stream? That should be a classic. Yeah, we'll get Thomas on there. I know Thomas likes both Asian and Latina women. So he's going to be, oh, what do I do here? He's going to be the true 007, true double agent. Theo definitely, Tony definitely, Conrad Grant definitely, and Mr. International definitely. That'd be great. Shout out to Conrad Grant, another regular supporter, for the $2 super chat. He says, "IP, your God sent brother. Thank you, thanks for all you do. Thank you, brother. Much appreciated for the kind words, Conrad Grant. I hope the property you're buying in Costa Rica is going well, brother. And we can also have a live stream on that as well, brother. So you can break down to us how you went about buying your property in Costa Rica, the whole processes and all that stuff, bro. So if you're interested in that, Conrad Grant, reach out to me and I'll definitely put a slot in for you, bro. You're very well respected on my channel, and thank you, brother. Let me go to Mr. International for his closing statement.
Okay, yeah. I would just like to say for this stream going up, the future one, Latinos versus Asian. I just want to say one thing. A lot of people they like purebreds. I know this is like it's similar to my topic, but people like purebreds, because they're a natural breed. They've been around for a long time. But me, I am a mutt type of person, so I'm afraid to mix. So man, if I would travel the world, right, and I'm looking at all these countries, and when we get it all said and done, I wouldn't mind having a mixed version of Costa Rican and Japanese or something like that, or whatever it is. But to get off of that subject, so let's think like widely and just look at all of our options. And there's just so many options, like the Brazilian Japanese that IP or the Black Japanese that IP wants too. So. I just want to say thanks for all the people that support IP, Jay Bones, Tony Berry, Phil Wild, all the people that I put in on that paper last time, you know what I mean. But JP Mascotti, everybody, Wealth Engineering, y'all all great, man, and I'm always happy to join your stream. You literally take time out of my day, and I have no problem with it because it makes me a smarter person. And man, this movement is going to be great. One day, it's just man, you're gonna be walking the stage or something. You're gonna be like a leader of an organization, IP, because so many people want to follow you, man. So great stream, man, and keep up with the bangers because it's only gonna get better from here.
Thank you for the great closing speech, Mr. International. Thank you very much for the kind words, brother. Hope it's all well with you in Philadelphia, or wherever you live in America, if I'm wrong about that, Mr. International. JP Muscadi, do you have any closing statements?
Yeah. Well, alluding to what Jay Mones was talking about, how the idiotic comment, assuming that you're white, that happens here in the States too. When black men are elegant and they articulate themselves, they're always it's based in ignorance. People assume that you're white, but it just goes to show what type of self-worth most black people have of themselves if they assume someone who's articulate and intelligent is white and isn't an actual black person. But I digress. IP, I know I missed most of the stream. I kind of got in on the tail end, but as usual, I'm appreciative. I can't wait for this Costa Rican trip that apparently that everyone is going to be planning. I definitely want to be a part of it, and I really can't wait for your crypto live stream. And I will say, look into Cardano because I know they recently had some news like a day or two ago
So definitely look into it, and it's definitely going to be something that, brothers are going to want to invest in the future or as soon as possible. But, again, IP, thank you for all you do. And hopefully one day, if we do all plan a trip, I actually get to meet you face to face.
Yes, thanks for that, JP Muscati. Appreciate the kind words, brother. Thank you, bro. The stream we did regarding the real estate stream, again, great stream, brother. So thank you, bro.
Yep.
So, brothers, that's the end of the stream. Can everyone please comment on the stream when it drops on my channel? Again, for some reason, I don't get a lot of comments for my videos. I get 5, 8, even though there's over 70 people watching this stream right now. All of you have just gotten top-notch, top-class intel, and I get so little comments. I want to see over 70 comments for this video as soon as I drop it on my channel. Just comment. It's not that hard, brothers. You've watched this video, the stream, 3 hours through. You got your intel, but you're not supporting the channel. Please, can everyone comment on the video once it drops on my channel? That's all I ask for. Shout out to Jay Bones for the $2 super chat. If you're with me, Team Latina, drop one in the chat. Yeah, how many ones are there? If you're Team Latina, drop one in the chat. If you're Team Asian, drop 2 in the chat. Let's see this before I log off. Oh man. Yeah, but brothers, seriously, I'm getting a bit annoyed there. I need you brothers to comment on my videos because I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy. How many ones? Well, that's a lot of ones. Oh, there's too many ones. Oh, shout out to JM for the $2 super chat. He says, "Yo, J Bones, I love both, so I can't choose." Put a 4 in the chat if you love both. Put a 4 in the chat if you love both. Oh man, this is crazy. Okay, all right. The 2s are winning now. It's about equal. Yeah, that's a good point there, Jesse. I think Latina is more likely to give brothers a chance, but that's in the West. But if you're a brother in Japan, obviously you're going to do a lot more well there because you're in the homeland. There's a lot more Japanese chicks there, so you're likely to meet a Japanese chick that's feeling you. But in the West, it can be a bit tricky. They've got some issues there, but we ain't dealing with Western women anymore. Of course, Aaron B spams it too. What are you doing, Aaron B? How many 2s are you going to put down? This guy, man. This guy. All right, brothers. Yep. So, brothers, we got over 70 people watching this live stream. I must see 70 comments. I've got to see 70 comments on the video because that means you all liked the video, you all watched it. So, can we please have 70 comments on this video today? I will see you, brothers. Do I have a stream tomorrow? I think I may have a stream tomorrow. I'm not too sure. But if not, I'll probably see you, brothers, again this week. Look after yourself, everyone. And I will see you all on my next video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and press the notification bell. Everyone, actually press the notification bell so you will get a notification when I go live, drop a video, and drop a post. And then we'll push on from there. Looks like the Latinas won. But the winners will be declared when we get J Bones and Eric and Miss International versus Thomas Demahin, Theo, and Tony Berry to argue that stream. That's gonna be Japanese Colombian. That'll be that's a great mix right there. Yeah. All right, brothers. Peace out. See you on the next stream. Look after yourself, brothers.